I really, want to fight him.
So is that the end game? Like, let me get the belts, become the undisputed champion in this division, and then that's it.
Could be.
What about Boots? Boots is the mandatory. He's calling you out now.
Listen, right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're gonna say, "Oh well, he was young, he wasn't ready." He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before. Because we always seen him win and fly in color, a fashionate way, to where we say, "Oh man, he's cold, he's skillful," but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him. So me fighting Boots would be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight. It's going to sell a little bit because of your name and what you just accomplished. But now what? I'm looking for big challenges. I'm trying to go up in weight and fight Charlo. Because that's something that's history in the making. It's a lot at stake. There's nothing really at stake with fighting Boots. I'm at the tail end of my career, and I'm trying to make things make sense.
So is it about just the money?
Definitely.
Okay.
100% about the money.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, that was Terence Crawford's words, not mine, in a recent interview that he did on The Breakfast Club. We're going to talk about it live and live in color because we want to know, all the fans all around the world. You heard Charlemagne the God ask about the young man, the young hungry lion from my city, Philadelphia. You heard him ask about him, Jerron Boots Ennis. You heard what Terence Crawford said. We are going to discuss what Terence Crawford said. What should he do? Should he fight Boots? Should he leave Boots alone? We're going to talk about that. But before we do, I want to welcome each and every last one of you. Salute to everyone watching me live and live in color on another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. Salute to each and every last one of you that are watching the replay of this live. I welcome you. I even welcome everyone engaging in the chat. Those of you that have already publicly acknowledged me, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Before I say anything else, I want to send a special, oh yes, a very special welcome to the people that continuously watch me over and over and over again. The people that claim they do not like me. The people that claim that they have an issue with me. The people that watch me from afar. The people that continuously mislead the people about my character. I want to send a very special welcome to you. I thank you for your viewership. I appreciate all of the hating that you have been doing for the last, 7 months I've been on YouTube. Thank you. It's because of you. It's all because of you that we here in the Roll the Tape film crew membership. It's because of you we continue to grow. You're a part of the process. Believe that. I want you to know that. You know who you are. You know who you are. I never get mad at people who don't like me. I never get mad with people who don't agree with me. I don't ever get mad for people hating on me. I think that's stupid to get mad when people hate on you. I do. The only reason why it's stupid is because the other alternative to stupid is intelligent. It's very intelligent to welcome it. I embrace all of the hate. I embrace all of the controversy. It comes with it. There's all that come with it. I respect it. But I want you all to know the ones that don't support me, the ones that don't like me, the ones that make content about me, the ones that have lied on me and still keep lying on me, the ones who keep misinterpreting what I say, I welcome you. And guess what? You are part of the viewership. You are a part of the audience. So I say welcome. Now that I got all of that out the way, let's talk some boxing. Let's talk the business of boxing. And before we do that, we haven't done this in a few days. We have to do something first. And then we get right into it. We have to do something first. Y'all know what we got to do first. If you are a returning viewer, you know exactly what we have to do first. If this is your first time joining us, I want to say I welcome you as well. I appreciate your viewership. Thank you. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with me and with us. And so we got to do our Town Watch check-in. That's what I call it. And what we do in our Town Watch check-in is very simple. You won't find a Town Watch check-in nowhere else on YouTube, but you'll find it right here. There's a reason why we do our Town Watch check-in. And let me give you a brief synopsis of why we do our Town Watch check-in, right? So we do our Town Watch check-in for this reason. This is an all-inclusive channel. It does not matter what your gender is. It does not matter what your belief systems are. It doesn't matter what your perspectives are. It does not matter where you're from. Doesn't matter where you were born at. Doesn't matter where you were raised at. It does not matter who your favorite fighter is. Doesn't matter if you watch boxing. Doesn't matter if you don't watch boxing. It doesn't even matter if you participate in the chat. What matters the most is that even though we have different perspectives, we represent all walks of life. We have different geographical locations that we represent based on where we were born and raised. We share one thing in common, and that is our love for the sport of boxing. And so in our Town Watch check-in, to illuminate what I'm saying, we do something very simple on this channel. Particularly, it's always in the preliminary stages of our podcast. In the chat, live, and you can participate as well if you're watching the replay of this live in the comments section below. All I request is that you insert in the chat where you were born and raised and or where you are located right now. And what I will do in exchange when I see it in the chat, I'm going to publicly acknowledge it and acknowledge the fact that you are here in the building. Y'all know that I started off first, right? I started off first. I want to tell you where I'm from, tell you where I want to represent. You can do the same thing in the chat, and I'm going to publicly acknowledge it. It can be any city, state, island, and or country. Y'all ready? Okay, I see y'all in the chat already, so I might as well go ahead and get started. Y'all know where I'm from, born and raised. Not from the state of Mississippi, because there is a Philadelphia in the state of Mississippi, if you don't know that. But I'm talking about the city in the state of Pennsylvania, my hometown, where I represent the great city of Philadelphia. Y'all call it Philly, we call it Philly. 10 toes down, I'm representing my city, Philly, by way of Arlington, Texas, Mansfield section in Tarrant County. Y'all already know what we doing. Where y'all from? I need you all to check on in. I need you all to check on in. I'm going to show y'all why we have so many haters on this channel. I said we because they don't just hate on me. They hate on the Roll the Tape film crew as well. I'm going to show y'all why. This is about 5 reasons why. One of those reasons is because we have people all across the world, in the country of the United States and outside of the country of the United States, that come and donate their time and financial resources to be able to support this channel so that the education and the entertainment value can reverberate all across the world, particularly here on YouTube. So with that being said, we got Dayton, Ohio in the building. Who else we got on here? I need to see it in the chat. You already know how we do it here. You won't find nobody else on YouTube doing it like this. And it's okay because we unique over here. We're very creative over here. Aren't we, Roll the Tape film crew? I know that's right. We got Dayton, Ohio in the building. Who else we got in here? Let's check on in. I see you. Los Angeles, California is in the house. Check on in. New York City is in the building. Who else we got in here? Tampa, Florida is here, born and raised. Who else we got in here? Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Don't wait for me. I did mine already. I started it off already. Delaware is in the building. I see you. Who else we got in here? Oakland, California is here. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Richmond, Virginia is in the building. By way of Greensboro, North Carolina. I see you in the chat. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Somebody resides in the DMV area over there in Maryland, but was born and raised in the Bronx. We call it the BX. I see you. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Southern Indiana is in the house. Who else we got in here? Let's check on in. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Let's go. Who else we got in here? Let's check on in. Milwaukee is in the building. By way of Rockford, Illinois. Let's check on in. Woo, I see you, Felicia. Hampton, Virginia's in the house. Let's go. Let's go. Who else we got in here? Born in Washington Heights area in New York City, but representing and living in Northern Virginia. I see you. Los Angeles is back in the house. Come on, y'all. Check on in. Don't wait for somebody else. We waiting on you. Southeast DC in the building. Let's go. Check on in. Baltimore, Maryland is in the building. I see you. Los Angeles, born and raised. Hey, I see you, Cliff. Haven't seen you in a while, Cliff. I got you on the super chat. Stay right there. I got you. My main man, Pots and Pan, DC Jeroy is here representing Washington, DC. Who else we got in here? New Jersey is in the building. I see you. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Y'all hear that? That's the wind blowing. Y'all don't hear that wind blowing? Y'all don't hear that? I'm going to tell you why the wind's blowing. Because somebody in here is representing the Windy City in the Midwest. Chicago is in the building. Chi-Town, I see you. Chocolate City, DC, we here. In the building. Charles City, Virginia is in the building. Come on, y'all. You said you tapped on in. If you tapped in, tell me where you from. If you tapped in, tell me where you at. If you tapped in, see, the people need to see y'all tapping. Y'all part of the Roll the Tape film crew. Come on and tap on in. Connecticut is in the building. I see you. From the 505 New Mexico. Mexico is in the house. I see you. Come on and check on in. Lucky McKinnell's my guy from Baltimore. He's in the building. Let's go. Check on in. And y'all seen what they saying in the chat. They're telling y'all to hit the like button. That's all they telling y'all to do. Hit that like button, man. Let this education and entertainment reverberate all across the world. Let's check on in. New York City is in the building. I see you. Tapped in from Georgia. I see you. Oh, even though we don't agree all the time, Motorsports, I appreciate your support and viewership to the channel, my brother. I see you representing the Bronx, New York. BX is in the building. You know what they say, BX or B next. That's what they say over there in the Bronx. Let's go. Can I get one more? Can I get one more? We're going to start the show off right. You know, we haven't done our town watch check-in in a few days because I've been going right in. Meat and potatoes when we started the last couple of days, but we got to get back to our roots. Can I get one more check-in? Somebody else. I know there's one more. I know we got one more. One more. I know we do. Come on, let's check on in. Can I get one more? Can we just get one more? Can we get one more check-in before we move on? Can I get one more? I do have one more. Brooklyn. Is Brooklyn in the house? Without a doubt. Brooklyn is here. BK in the building. I see you. Let's go. We about to start this thing off right. That was our Town Watch check-in. We just checked in. I want to say welcome to each and every last one of you. As you're just coming in, the viewership is increasing exponentially. If you're just joining us live, we just did our Town Watch check-in. That's over with. We moving right along. But I want to welcome each and every last one of you to another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. Y'all know what we came here to do. I know there's a Terence Crawford fan in the room, in the building. I know there's an Errol Spence fan somewhere in the chat, somewhere in the building. I'm going to need to see both of y'all before this podcast is over. I'm going to need to see at least one Terence Crawford fan. At least one. I know we got 2, 3, 4 in here. And if we don't have you in here now, I'm sure as time progresses, you're going to be here. I need at least one Errol Spence fan. Just one. I know we got 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. If not, I'm sure as the podcast progresses, this broadcast progresses, we'll have at least more. But I need at least one because I got some questions that I have to ask. And it's based on the rematch, but it's more so based on Terence Crawford and him fighting Boots and then him fighting Jermell Charlo, or him not fighting Jermell Charlo, or him not fighting Boots. I know we have some diehard fans in here. Okay? Terence Crawford fans and Errol Spence fans. Both fans been loyal throughout the whole progression of the promotion of this fight and even beforehand. And I know you're here and you already know why I'm asking about the fan base, because we're going to resume our Nip It in the Bud segment. We're going to resume that right now. I have a public service announcement before we do that, though. But we're going to resume that. So I know we have Terence Crawford fans in here now and probably later on that's going to come in. And of course, you know we have The Truth Hurts, our segment designed and designated for Errol Spence fans. So we're going to put it all together today because we need answers. I still have a question brewing from the other day that I still have not gotten answered. And so hopefully today, from both sides, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford fans alike, hopefully we get that one question answered today, but also some other questions. We need answers. Yeah. We need answers. We do. We need answers. But before we ask any questions and deal with my public service announcement that I want to make, let me get these super chats out for those that have constantly supported this channel day in and day out, every time we go live and even the published content. My guy, day one supporter, Mr. Clifford Henry, my main man, pots and pans. Good to see you, Cliff. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Cliff says, Los Angeles, born and raised. Thank you, Mr. Cliff, for your contribution to this channel. Illy Willy, thank you for your super sticker and your contribution and your support to this channel. And then Tashi, always coming through, supporting the content, always engaging in the chat. I want to say thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Tashi says, definitely a Spence fan right here. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I appreciate each and every last one of you. Now, let me do this. Hold on, that wasn't even what I'm trying to do. I gotta show my face. That's what I really want to do. That's what I really want to show my face. That's what I want to do. I want to put my glasses on so I can hear what y'all talk about. As the viewership is increasing exponentially, got a public service announcement real quick. Yeah, public service announcement. Yeah, let me say this right now. I'm gonna say this right now. We gonna nip all this in the bud, and I'm not even talking about Terence Crawford when I say that. I'm not even talking about the segment that we have called "Nipping in the Bud." That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what I just saw in my chat. There's something I saw in the chat, and that's one of the main reasons why I want to just nip this all in the bud. Okay, it's amazing to me how people have been. Salute to my guy Omega Red in the building. I see you. It's amazing to me how some people are. Now, I just want to say this. I know that people probably don't want to hear me keep talking about it because it might sound redundant, but I have to give a public service announcement. I just do, so that all of the audience and my supporters on this channel and the Road to Take Film crew members on this platform, we can finally breathe and move forward. Salute to Dahlia, I see you. Somebody in the chat said that Blue Blood Sports TV is live. I don't know if they said right now or earlier or whatever the case might be, because we know I'm typically kind of like the only one that's been going live around this time for the last couple of days. But somebody in the chat said Mr. Blue Blood Sports TV is exposing me right now or earlier, I don't know, exposing me for lying on him about what was said between us in the conversation when we met. I just want to nip all this in the bud, because the thing about it is this. I know some of y'all in the chat. I know some of you watching me live and live in color, and I know some of you that's watching the replay of this live don't really want me to speak on this stuff anymore. I just want to render a statement because I still have to maintain order when it comes to holding my name in honor. Y'all already know how I am at this point. Now, everything I said to you that happened when I confronted Blue Blood Sports TV is true. Everything that I said, let me take these off. Everything I said to y'all was true. Whatever Blue Blood Sports TV felt like he wanted to say to me, he should have said it then when he seen me. Whatever he said to me already, good, it's over. Whatever I said to him already, Good. It is over. People want to keep stirring up the beef. So I'm just saying it's okay. D. Mitchell Group, you're saying you don't believe me. It's okay if you don't believe me, D. Mitchell. But let me tell you how gracious and humble I am. Even though you don't believe me, even though you think I'm lying to you, I appreciate the fact that you're still viewing this channel, you still support this channel, and you are engaging in my chat. A person who you believe is a liar. I appreciate your viewership. Now, when it comes to World Combat Sports, y'all heard him do a live video on my name last night. Please don't go back and forth with this. Let's nip it in the bud right now. All of you know this to be true. Scotty at World Combat Sports over there, he also met me in person. And everything that he said about me on his channel last night, just like Blue Blood, he didn't say it to me when he saw me. So what difference does it make? I said what I said to him when I met him. He said what he said to me when he met me. It was no issue. It's all good. So I'm moving right along. I just want everybody to know that. This YouTube, I don't know. People get caught up in this YouTube stuff, like this YouTube beef and getting on the internet. I see what's happening now. I got these guys ganging up on me. And I'm still standing 10 toes down. To all of the new viewers, if this is your first time watching, I don't make no apologies for it. But I wanted to set the tone. I know this is not something that we regularly do here. But I'm rendering a public service announcement. I just want everybody to know that it is what it is. The situation with Rick Glaser the other day, he said what he said to me. I tried to get a hold of him. He ain't answered the call. He dipped off the channel. You know what I mean? He went on Instagram and all that. 24 hours later, still dishonoring my name. It is what it is. I can assure you this. I'm younger than Blue Blood. I'm younger than World Combat Sports TV. And I'm definitely younger than Rich Glazer. I have shown myself to be mature throughout the whole processes with all three of those guys. And it's unfortunate that these old heads still acting like young boys. And that's okay with me. But all three of those guys know already. See, it's one thing if they didn't know already. This is a public service announcement, and we're going to move on. If they did not believe who I am, they wouldn't do what they have done. I just got here on YouTube 7 months ago. These guys been on there for years. It's very clearly evident to me. It is very clearly evident to me. It's very clearly evident to everybody that has come on this channel, that has supported this channel, whether you like me or not, that be in my chat. They already know that it's clear to all of us what they're doing. It's clear to all of us. If I only had 100 views or 200 views overall on all of my content, nobody will be talking about me. Nobody will be ganging up on me. Nobody will be using opportunities to throw shots at me directly and or indirectly. No one be worried about me. That's the truth. If I didn't have a voice, nobody would be talking about me in a negative way. But you see why they're doing it. I wouldn't feed into it if I was y'all. I'm not giving these guys no more publicity. I gave them enough. I sent them enough viewership already in the last few days. All I'm saying is this. It is what it's going to be. We're moving right along. That's all I'm saying. It's all good. I'm just saying. It's all good. The ears of the YouTube streets are listening. The eyes of the YouTube streets are watching. It's all good. I've given everybody the attention that they wanted. Now let's move on. Let's move on. We're grown men. I'm sure there's other things on YouTube that y'all can talk about than me. But I also equally have to say thank you. Not mad that these guys talking about me. I love it. I welcome it. You see, when you are doing something right, y'all know the hate is real. Thank you, Tashi. I see you. For your contribution and your support to the channel. Thank you so much. And you are absolutely correct. That's why I'm speaking on this, Tashi. The hate is real. Sweetheart, that's why I'm speaking on this. I ain't going to keep talking about this every day. It's over. Everybody knows that those three guys, at least two out of those three guys, are hating on me. You see what's going on. So what? It's all good. All I'm just asking is this. This is what the people really want to know. Why now? All of a sudden now. Just why now? You guys want to do this now? I'm being facetious. I really don't want to know. I'm just saying, like, Dahlia, you know why? Dahlia says it in the chat. She just said it. Let me put it up there. So I don't want nobody to think I'm putting on the spot. Even the ladies know what's going on. Because I'm real. Cool. I don't care what's going on. All I know is we're grown men. And we have to deal with it as grown men by conducting ourselves accordingly as men, especially in the presence of women, in the presence of ladies, y'all. I'm not saying stop talking about me. I'm not saying leave me alone. I'm just saying we grown. What's going on? Nobody had all that energy when they saw me, man. Nobody had the energy. So why now? It's ridiculous. Let's just move on. What are we talking about here? We know that these guys hating on me. And we welcome it. Everybody on this channel that support this channel, we welcome it. We ain't mad. It's cool. I just want y'all to know it is what it is. I'm not going to keep doing no videos back and forth, man. Listen, I done did enough videos already. I'm not doing... Y'all see what's going on. I done rolled the tape already. So it don't make no difference what's being said about me. It's all good. Y'all know who I am. I ain't got to prove who I am. Y'all already know what time it is with me. It's all good. Salute to my guy, my homeboy, my friend, my brother. Rod Day, support. Thank you for your support, contribution to the channel. The man knows me for over 30-something years. The guy right there that said, real men stand up. He knows me very well. It's just YouTube, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We know why these guys is hating, man. Y'all spend more time thinking about me. I'm only one man. Where the women at? You know what's crazy? I don't know if they have women in the chat over there or whatever, but I'm just saying, focus on the ladies. Don't worry about me. I ain't did nothing wrong to nobody. I'm just working over here. That's what it is, the work ethic. The work ethic killing the people. You ain't got to hate on me, man. I love it, though. I don't want you to stop hating on me. You better keep hating on me. You're making the viewership increase exponentially over there when you do it. I love it. What's up, Band Up? I see you, big homie. I know you. I know that's your man. I know that's your man over there, Band Up. It's all good. Hey, Band Up. It would have been fire, brother. I agree with you. The debate would have been fire. It would have been. But the guy, he didn't want to come then. You know, and when I met him and when I seen him in Vegas, the man told me he'd come on the channel and debate me to make content. That's what he said. I'm telling y'all what the man said to me. But that's not important. That's not necessary. We are here to talk boxing and the business of boxing. So I just want to keep it on boxing. I don't want to talk about World Combat Sports. I don't want to talk about Blue Blood. I don't want to talk about Rich Glaciers. I want to talk about these guys. They can't mess with me when it comes to this YouTube stuff. They can't mess with, they can't. It's like night and day when it comes to the content. I know that. I don't get no credit debating and beating those guys in the debate on YouTube. I don't get no credit for that. If you match my content up with all of their content, it's a no-brainer. And I'm talking about with creativity involved, where authentic, real information is being expelled. You know the difference between Manager Marty and the rest of the haters? I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna move on. I got to give a PSA. The difference is that they talk about reactions in boxing, and I talk about transactions in boxing. It's a difference. It's the difference between doing videos on reactions, and it's a difference between making videos on transactions. See, that's what y'all get when y'all come here. Y'all get the transactions, the active transactions of the business of boxing when you come here. They all doing reactions, man. The content is on point, man. The audience support me for that reason. And one other reason is because I come authentic to you all. Even the ladies know what type time it is on this channel. Nothing but respect and honor. And guess what? Everybody that joins my panel, I don't have a set of rules that I give people before they come. It's just the understanding of how men conduct ourselves in the presence of women. It's just understanding. So all I'm saying is this. We know why the hate is coming my way. We already know it. We already know it. That's all I'm saying. We already know it. And all I'm saying is, it's all good. I welcome it. Now, let me say this. I have to say this because this is as equally as important. And I'm saying this because people donate their hard-earned money to this channel. Blue Blood, what's the other guy? Scotty from World Sports, all them guys, they get way more super chats and all that than me, from what I was told. So I'm not doing none of this to scam nobody. I see you in the chat. I just wanted to clarify that. I ain't doing none of this to be famous. I'm not doing any of this to make no money off nobody. I'm not doing none of this for none. I'm doing this to provide entertainment and educational value to you all, the fans of the sport of boxing. And I've been carrying it that way from the first video I ever did back in October of 2022. I just want that to be clear so that anybody that donates your hard-earned money, whether it be through Cash App or the super sticker or the super chat or the super thanks, your financial contribution helps this channel grow. Has nothing to do with somebody. I don't do this full time. But the rest of the two guys that I just named, they do this full time. So go, y'all run and ask them about that. All I'm saying is I want everybody to be comfortable here when it comes to enjoying the entertainment and educational value of the content. I have to do a public service announcement. I know it sounds like I'm being long-winded and redundant, but it's necessary for me to do this. Now, you might be watching live saying to yourself, all right, we already know that, Marty, but there's people right now that do not know that. I got first-time viewers on here right now, and I have to clear the way for them as well. I appreciate your support and contribution. My guy, Band Up, thank you. Band Up says, you still on your grind, Marty. I rock with you both. Good. Thank you for your support. All I'm saying is it is what it is. That's all I'm saying. Please don't come over in the chat telling me what the man said. Please. Y'all don't come in the chat telling me what Blue Blood said. You know who act like that? Let's talk about it. We're going to get to the segment of the show, but I got new viewers on here that need to know how I am. Women do that. Women do that. They do. And I'm not putting women down. I'm just saying this is how we got to carry it as men. We don't gossip. Oh, he said this and she said this. We don't do that. Whatever the man got to say, he should have said it when he seen me. And if he did say it when he saw me, it's cool. But we're not doing that. Oh, he said this. And then I'm supposed to respond and y'all go back and tell. We're men, y'all. We're not young men. We're men. That's gossiping. He said this, she said this. Then I'm supposed to respond. Then y'all go back and tell. Come on, y'all. Where's the maturity in that? Both of those guys, Blue Blood and World Combat Sports, Scotty, let's keep it all the way 100. They both have been watching my content live in the background. And sometimes Scotty will come in the chat. Most time he don't. But they be watching me. They both be watching me. And then as soon as I'm done my live, they go run over there and then they start their own live. That's cool. But I'm just saying, don't act like it's really an issue. It's not. It don't make no difference if they said it or not. All I'm saying is y'all don't have to come over in the chat to say what somebody else said. I don't do he saying, she saying, gossip. We're not doing that. We talking boxing. This ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not bigger than boxing, and I don't carry myself like I am. All I'm saying is we got to deal with what's real. I know people love drama. I know. But that's why I give it to y'all, too. I give y'all the drama, too, now. I give y'all a little bit of entertainment. But at some point, we got to say, hold on for a minute. The drama is cool, but now the drama is over. We're not women, y'all. We are men. Oh, that's all I'm saying. I don't care what the man say. Y'all still telling me in the chat what the man said. It don't make no difference what he said. Why he waited now to say that? That's all if he did say that, why he waited now? What was the fight, 2 weeks ago? Okay, he ain't say none of that on his channel then. Why now? When I go through with Rich Glazer, everybody want to come out the woodwork like they got an issue with me. Since everybody want to go back and tell people stuff, ask them this. When y'all go back over there, and I'm talking about over at Scotty's, because I know Scotty watching now, and I know the people that's cool with him watching. I know people that's cool with Blue Blood is watching. So this is what I want you to do. This is how we settle it right here. When y'all go in their chat, World Combat Sports, Scotty, and Blue Blood, just ask them one thing. Just ask them. I don't care if they said something about me or not. So what? They already said it. Go ask them this. What did Manager Marty do wrong to y'all? That's all you got to ask them. Don't ask him about Crawford. Don't ask him about Rich Glazer. Don't ask him about nothing else I said about somebody else. Just ask both of those guys one question. What did Manager Marty do wrong to you? And I can almost assure you, you are not going to get an honest answer. The honest answer is I didn't do anything wrong. And it's all good. It's no big deal. Don't matter if they said something about me or not. I'm just clearing the way just in case they did. Because I want us to move on with boxing. I want us to move on with the business of boxing. We dealt with the drama already. I know what listen, I know what y'all came here for. Y'all know what I always tell y'all. I give y'all what you came here for. So all I'm saying is this: as men, it's time to move on. I've already rolled the tape. I don't need to make no more public service announcements. Everybody see what time it is. Now that we see what's going on, let's move on. All right? All right. It's all good. I don't care if people trolling. I don't care if you're trying to instigate. It don't make no difference. I'm telling you what the move is moving forward. It's all good. We already know they hating on me. It's no problem. I embrace it. So y'all should embrace it. If I'm embracing the hating, y'all should embrace it. Don't make this into a he says, she said. We're not doing that. They hating on me. It's all good. I got the ears of the streets right now. We know this already. It's all good. It's no big deal. Let's move on. That's all I'm saying. Everybody had an opportunity to say it when they saw me. They didn't say anything. They didn't say anything. At least I was man enough to say everything I wanted to say. So it's over. Let's move on. We're men. No gossiping. Please. Leave that for the ladies. And here's the thing. The ladies don't even act like this, y'all. I'm surprised some of you grown men are not even ashamed and embarrassed of your behaviors. The women that participate in the chat on this channel, the women that watch me live all across the world, they don't even act like this. They don't even act the way that some of these male content creators are acting right now. It's actually sad, to be honest with you. But I'm just saying, we're going to let women we're going to let women out mature us. We have a camera in our possession as content creators. That means we have the opportunity to influence someone's thought process. And sometimes, y'all be doing it the wrong way. But the point is this: we got to deal with what's real. I know some of y'all don't want me to keep speaking on this. I'm just saying I'm dealing with what's real. Nobody will ever put a muzzle on my mouth. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say it. But sometimes things don't need to be said. But in this PSA, it needs to be said. Because there are going to be more videos talking about me. So all I'm saying is, it's all good. I rolled the tape already. I don't need to say nothing else. Just keep it on YouTube. Don't make it personal. Just keep it on YouTube. And let's move forward as men. All right? Now that we got that out the way, I need a Terence Crawford fan up here. I need an Errol Spence Jr. fan. We need answers. I want to play back and roll the tape back on what Crawford said in an interview with the Breakfast Club. And he talked about the guy from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the young hungry lion, the interim IBF champion, Boots Ennis. And he was asked by Charlemagne, you know what, I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
I really, want to fight him.
So is that the end game? Like, let me get the belts, become the undisputed champion in this division, and then that's it.
Could be.
What about Boots? Boots is the mandatory. He's calling you out now.
Listen, right now in my career, a lot of people like boost this, boost that, boost this. Fighting Boots is a lose-lose situation. I win, they're going to say, oh, well, he was young, he wasn't ready. He was talented, he was skillful, but you got the experience over him. You got, so much more than this kid that never been tested before.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we always seen him win and fly in colors, a fashionate way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to where we say, "Oh man, he's cold, he's skillful," but he's never been in the ring with nobody to test him.
Mm-hmm.
So me fighting Boots will be like, okay, well, you beat Boots. It's not a mega fight.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to sell a little bit because of your name and what you just accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but now what? I'm looking for big challenges. You know, I'm trying to go up in weight and fight Charlo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that's something that's history in the making.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot at stake. You know, there's nothing really at stake with fighting Boots. You know, I'm at the tail end of my career, and I'm trying to make things make sense.
So is it
Not
about just
no
the money?
Definitely.
Okay.
100% about the money.
Did y'all hear that? That was Terence Ball Crawford. Y'all heard that? Just so y'all know, I flew the kite in the chat. I flew the kite in the chat. I flew the kite in the chat. Y'all know what that means, right? The link is in the chat. Y'all know what that means. I need a Terence Ball Crawford fan. I know Band Up is always strapped and ready. I know that already. I know I have somebody else. We need answers. I just want to ask a few questions. I need an Errol Spence Jr. fan as well, but right now we need answers about this whole Boots versus Terence Crawford question. All right. Let me get the super chat and then we're going to get to the Nip It in the Bud segment. Tune, my God, thank you for your contribution to the channel and your unwavering support, Tune. Always a pleasure, man. Tune says, I'm taking Tank over Bud. Yeah, Tank probably get his A whipped, but I gotta ride with my dog, putting a K on Tank. He's gonna be a massive underdog, but you don't want to fight Boots, but a 35 Tank. Yeah, you got a good point there at the end of that, Tune. Yeah, you do. You got a good point there. We're going to get to Terence Crawford saying that he would fight Tank Davis. But before we get there, we got to address him saying whether or not he's going to fight Boots. And you heard him say he wouldn't fight Boots. It's a lose-lose situation for him. We need answers. We definitely need answers. Okay? Now, let's see here. We got one guest here in the background, and we're going to find out if he is a Crawford fan or a Errol Spence fan, because the Nip It in the Bud segment is for Crawford fans exclusively, and then our The Truth Hurts segment is usually for Errol Spence Jr. fans exclusively. And so the link is in the chat. I'm going to pin the link to the top of the chat so it can be very, very accessible for everybody that wants to join in this panel. If y'all can just give me 1 second, let me see if I can pin that thing to the top, because we need answers. We got to talk about this from a business perspective and a sport perspective. Okay, now it's done. It's done now. Now the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Okay, now it's done. Oh, I had to do that. That was my fault, y'all. Hold up. Let me do this. All right, here we go. We got it now. We got it now. All right. We got two guests in the background. I'm going to need y'all to do me a favor. The guest that's in the background, I see you, Sean. Thank you for doing it. LLM, thank you for doing it. Deem, I'm going to need you to do the same. If you can turn your camera on right now, just so I can make sure that you are who you are. You're not a troll. You don't have to have your camera on while you're on a segment. It's completely up to all three of you guys. You can turn your camera off or leave it on. Is up to you. But I'm going to let you guys come on. Let me get this off the screen and show my face. I'm a YouTube rookie, y'all, so I'll be trying to do all the, making sure the experience is great for all of you when it comes down to how the layout looks and all this stuff, all right? Okay, let me see. Boom, here we go. All right, so Deem, you're here now, live and living color. Deem, welcome to the Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. How you doing tonight, sir?
Hey, what's the deal, Manager Marty? How you doing, man? Philly in the building, man. I've been up on your program a few times. You already know. Good seeing you.
Correct. That is correct. Philly is definitely in the building, Deem. Let me get this super chat real quick, and then I got you, and I'll let the other two brothers on as well. Thank you, Toon, for your contribution to the channel and your support all over again. Toon asked the question, what happened to Lara versus Danny Garcia? Landy Lara was supposed to be fighting Danny Garcia sometime this month in August. I'm still waiting on some phone calls, Toon, because I actually asked a few people that I know in the business of boxing. Obviously, Danny Garcia is from my city, Philadelphia.
Yes,
and
sir.
I'm still waiting for word on that because we all was expecting Danny to return to the ring this month. But I will always give you an update as time progressed when information comes forward, when I hear something. Salute to my guy, one of my friends. He is representing my city, Philly Fight Doctor. I see you, boss. Always a pleasure to see you. Scotty Dippin, representing the city of Philly as well. Always a pleasure. Salute. When I see people from my city, I got to make sure I acknowledge them. Now, Deem, you heard what Terence Bud Crawford just said.
Yes.
You are obviously from Philly.
Yes.
You already know how the city of Philadelphia feels about Jerron Boots Ennis. What's your take on what Terence Crawford said regarding he would not want to fight Boots because it's a lose-lose situation for him? What say you?
Okay. Hey, Manager Marty, you mind if I address something with you first? I definitely want to answer that question, though. Do you mind if I ask you something? Hey, Manager, I seen some of the stuff, after the Earl Spence fight, and you my man, so there's certain stuff I didn't agree with, but I ain't want to start talking without telling you that to you just personally, straight up. And but I respect you, man, so much on how you carry yourself. Great example about manhood, man. I like that you stand on your square on whatever you're saying, whether I agree or not agree with you. And I just wanted to tell you that before we even got started, you know what I mean? But I just I had to address that first, though. But like I said, I like the way you carry yourself. I didn't like the other night for that man to disrespect you the way he did. That kind of sickened me a little bit, especially coming from our city, because I know what was going through your head right at first. You know what I mean? So, but I like how you handle that, man. But I just wanted to show the proper respect first. That's all.
I appreciate that. And that's why I respect you and the way you carried as well, Deem. And the thing that I loved the most about what you said was you wanted to say it while you had this human interaction with me as a man, because you see me now for the first time since the fight. So I'm always going to salute you, and I appreciate it. Even if we disagree, bro, we still carried it. We still carried it like men. You understand what I mean?
Sir.
So I got to respect you on that, Deem. Thank you so much, man.
Of course, man. But as far as I understand what Bud is saying. I would be naive to try to act like I don't understand what he's saying. I get where he's coming from. But Manager Marty, you understand how life works. Just because certain things, like, or put a prime example, in the NFL, a lot of running backs is not getting signed. That's the normal thing, not to pay the running backs a lot of money. But certain running backs get a certain amount of money. They do get paid. So I don't see no other bigger fights for Crawford out there than Boots right now, besides an Earl Spence rematch. So Jermell Charlo is not coming back to 154. I don't care what he says on Instagram or Twitter or any of those social media platforms. I don't care about that. If he fights Canelo and wins, me and you both know, Manager Marty, there's probably going to be a rematch. And then after that's 2 years from that. What you going to do, Bud? Sit on the sideline for 2 years? Like, come on, a year and a half? No, you're not going to do that. That's not even realistic, Manager Marty. And depending on how classic the fight is between Jermell and Canelo, let's say Canelo win, it could still be a rematch. So I'm not. I don't think that Jermell is a realistic fight for him up there at 154. So what you going to take Tim Tszyu over somebody like Boots? You can't tell me Tim Tszyu is a bigger star in the sport of boxing, or is going to get more eyeballs to the TV than Jaron Ennis. So I just feel like in this situation, he should take the fight. Even if he tell Jaron, listen here, I don't care what you got going on at 147. You want to fight me? We can fight, but it's going to be at 154. I don't even care if he pull that card, Manager Marty. You know what I mean? Because I understand it. But the second biggest fight for you out there right now that the world would want to see you fight is Jaron Boots Ennis. And it's not even a close second behind that, Manager Marty. Is not. Like, that's just my opinion.
I got you, and your opinion make a lot of sense. We have Sean Burton in the background and LLM. LLM, this is my first time seeing you backstage. If you can hear me, LLM, if you can be so kind to turn your camera on so that I could just make sure that you are not a troll and you are who you are, my man. So I'm gonna let, and Band Up is back here too. Y'all know I gotta let my man Band. That's my young boy. I gotta let my man Band Up on his joint. Let me let Sean Burton in. I want to give each of you guys the proper introduction that you all deserve for joining the platform. Sean Burton is here. Sean, welcome to the panel, my brother. How you?
Man, Jamarty, what's good with you? 215, stand up.
Yes, Philly sir. Philly in the building. What's up,
Philly
Sean?
in the building.
I ain't even gonna hold you, man, Amari. I got a few bones to pick with you too, but you know what I mean? It's neither here or there. We let's just say we disagree on some things, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, as far as Bud, turn it down or you know what I mean, the Boost fight or whatever. But wasn't it clear that when Bud had that fight over there with BLK Prime, they sent Boots an offer already? Or how did that work out?
That's what we
heard. And on top of that, y'all gotta understand where Bud at right now. You know what I'm saying? He right. Him fighting Boots at this particular time will be neither here nor there for him. Bud chasing something right now. Y'all gotta understand that. Like he trying to chase 3-time undisputed or 4-time champ, 4-time weight division champ. You know what I mean? So I fuck with Boots heavy. I ain't gonna hold you. Him and Bud, man, and there's a lot of people saying Boots ain't ready and all this other shit, but my bad. But to be honest with you, I've been saying Boots should give Earl and Bud problems. He too crafty for Earl and he too big for Bud. You know what I mean? He got the same attributes as both of them though. So I know Boots and Bud would be a great fight, but at this same point in time, I can't say that he ducking. Then if Boots was to move up to 154 and he's screaming Bud name, then and Bud don't accept that challenge, then so be it. But I don't see Bud sticking around after Well, the rematch even at 154. So to be honest with you, I don't see him sticking around at 147 at all. But once them two go, once Earl and Bud get up out of there, 147 boosts division.
I do totally agree with that. Let me let LLM on. I want to give my perspective as well, but I want you guys to give yours first. LLM is here. He did show me his face behind the scenes. So he is not trolling. He is a real man. LLM, welcome
Hey,
to the panel.
what's up,
The
man?
floor is yours.
What's going on, Manager Marty? What's happening?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
I'm all right, man. Boost Ennis, right? I think he's ready. I think he's ready. I think he's a high risk for anybody at 147, including Terence Crawford. But Terence is chasing the bag. That's what he wants right now. And Boots is not big enough. I believe he don't have a big enough name for the matchmaking. He has the skills, but the name is not big enough. However, I feel like Boots is going to soon be a big star. They working on it. He's soon going to be a big star. If he keep performing the way he's performing, doing what he's doing, he got the skills already. As far as Terence Crawford, he want to fight somebody with a bigger name than him because even Terence Crawford is not as famous as people think he is. He fought Spence. It was a good matchup. Now he's getting some recognition, some of which he always wanted, but he's still not a megastar yet. So he got to fight people with bigger names. That's what I say. It could be Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is a bigger fight than I believe Tim Tszyu would be a bigger fight than Boots.
No.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because you have to remember, these guys is from out of the country. They get more respect and they get more support from their people. It would be a bigger fight. It definitely would be a bigger fight. Fighting Jamel Charlo, if Jamel Charlo comes down, that would be a big fight. If he fights Canelo, Canelo is a big draw. So anybody fighting Canelo, their credibility is going to go high. So the thing with Terence, I just believe that Terence is looking for the big fights. He's chasing the bag. So with him and Boots, it's not going to make no sense right now. So he's right about that. That's what I say.
Okay, good perspective. Before I let Band up on, I want to play something. It's a short that I did a few months back, way before Spence fought Crawford, and I wanted to replay it so that everybody can understand I'm standing on the same perspective that I had then, and we're going to take Terence Crawford at his words even now. But I always like listening to a person when they say something even before. If all of you guys can mute your phones real quick, I want to play something because I think if we put everything in proper perspective, all of us can agree on one thing about Jaron Boots Ennis. Let me find it, and I'm going to play. Here it go. I found it. Here it go. I'm going to, I see my cousin Zeke in the background. I'm going to let him on too. But before I let him and Band up on, I want to play something because I think that if we listen to what Bud Crawford is saying today from what an interview that he did yesterday and what he said before, back in November of 2022 on his IG Live, I came and made a response to that with regards to Boots Ennis. And I'm talking about when Terence Bud Crawford was asked a question. Well, he asked the question himself, people saying, why won't I fight Boots? And his response now, we got to keep it all the way 100 now. His response was, Boots' name never came up. But yesterday in the interview, Charlemagne the God actually brought Boots' name up. Here is me rolling the tape on myself of what I said a few months back to respond to Crawford when he said Boots' name never came up. Terence Bud Crawford, I'm probably the only one that got the courage to tell you this. And I'm saying this because I love the sport of boxing and I'm involved in the business of boxing. But you're going to need you a pair of these. Oh, yes, Bud Crawford. You're going to need to get you a pair of these. Because the question was asked to you, why didn't you fight Jaron Boots Ennis? And on Instagram last night, you said his name never came up. His name been up. Don't take my word for it. He's number 3 in the ring rankings. He's number 2 in the WBO rankings. He's number 1 in the IBF rankings. He's number 3 in the WBC rankings, and he's number 2 in the WBA rankings. His name already been up, and you did not want that smoke. So Terence Bud Crawford, because you didn't give Jaron Boots Ennis an opportunity in a world title shot when he's already up there in all the rankings, you gonna need you a pair of these. And you're gonna need to get you a pair of these immediately. So that's what I said a few months ago when I created a short to Terence Bud Crawford. And I gotta stand on my square, even though he did beat Spence a few weeks ago. And the reason why I did that short, because remember, Crawford said Boots' name never came up. But we have to understand that back when I did that short, which was a day after Crawford did his IG Live, which was in November of 2022, at that time, Jaron Boots Ennis was number 3 ranked in the ring rankings. He was number 2 in the WBO rankings. He was number 1 in the IBF rankings. He was number 3 in the WBC rankings, and he was number 2 in the WBA rankings. And because he was number 2 in the WBO rankings, the guy who was supposedly number 1 was Alexis Rocha, where we found that Terence Crawford fought David Ebenezer. Then the next month, we found him over there at Golden Boy Promotions in the offices of De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins in LA. And he was negotiating a deal to fight Alexis Rocha, who was number 1 for the WBO rankings. When Boots was ranked number 2 in the WBO rankings, nobody, and I'm talking about Crawford because at the time he still was the WBO welterweight champion of the world, he said the only reason why he didn't fight Boots at that time is because Boots' name never came up. In fact, a few months ago, I don't want to have to roll the tape, but I will. Wallow and Gilly from the podcast $1 Million Worth of Game had Terence Bud Crawford on their show, and I think Wallow FaceTimed Boots. He FaceTimed Boots, and he was basically talking to Boots saying, we got Crawford right here. And Boots and Crawford, they were kind of going back and forth, and Crawford gave the audience the impression that he was on the phone talking to Bozy, trying to make the fight happen then. So my question becomes, if he was really trying to make the fight happen then with Bozy, why do he got all the belts now? And now he's changing his tune saying it's a low reward fight. That would be my only question for Crawford right now. Because if it was cool for you to fight him then, before you had the other 3 belts that you just won, what's the difference now? And I also want to point out this fact that Terence Crawford, somebody got to mute their phone. I hear feedback if you can. Terence Bud Crawford was in Boots' situation before. You know, we got to call a spade now. He was in Boots' situation. He was in Boots' boots at one point in time. And let me be clear on what I'm saying so we can all be on the same page. Terence Crawford was young, he was hungry, and he was undefeated. And we've heard him in interviews years ago say how he wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao, the 8th division world champion, the man who had all the juice, no pun intended, the man who had all of the authority to choose whoever he wanted to fight, the man who had the belts, the man who was the cash cow in the sport of boxing. Manny Pacquiao was the man at that time when the young, hungry lion Terence Crawford wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. Now the roles are reversed, where Crawford has all the belts. He has all of the juice. No pun intended. He has all of the authority in the welterweight division, like Pacquiao did, to fight anybody he wants to fight. And so just like he wanted to fight Pacquiao as a young, hungry lion who's undefeated, he understands where Boots is at. right now, being a young, hungry lion, undefeated, wanting to fight him. So my recommendation, from a business standpoint and from the sport of boxing standpoint, is he got to give the young man a shot right now. He needs to fight Boots. Now, I'm not saying that he should remove himself out of the sweepstakes of giving Errol Spence the deserved rematch. What I'm saying is this. If he wins the rematch with Spence, let him fight Boots. It ain't no need to wait no longer, because the longer we wait, Terence Crawford is going to be 37 years old, then 38, 39. We don't need him to be too old in this business. If you can make enough money, collect the belts, make investments, and back out and retire, that's a great career. What I'm saying is, if it was cool to fight Boots back then, when his name never came up, his name is coming up now, and it's time to go ahead and fight him now. We would rather see, and this is the truth now. Whether we agree or disagree, we all can agree on this. We would rather see Terence Crawford defend those titles in the welterweight division to fight another welterweight who's the interim IBF champion in Boots, way before we would rather for Tank Davis to jump up 2 or 3 weight classes to fight this guy. That makes absolutely no sense. Now, of course, somebody would push back and say, Manager Marty, you know Tank is the cash cow. I do. But here's the thing. Crawford would get more credit beating Boots, who's in the welterweight division, than he would if he fought a smaller Tank Davis. I mean, we got to call a spade and be real.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got my man Band Up here. Band Up is in the building. Band Up, I want to give you your proper introduction. What's your take on everything I just said, and even what Crawford said? I know you're a Crawford fan, so come on and speak on it, brother.
It's crazy. First of all, salute Marty. Thank you for having me up. You know what I mean? Salute the rest of the panel. You know what I mean? I like hearing what you guys had to say about it. I think, and it's crazy. I'm literally watching when me and you first went at it. You know what I mean? To hear about some of the things I said.
Can you bring your phone closer to that? Let the people see what you're watching, brother.
I'm watching me and you. The first time me and you ever talked.
Oh,
you know what I mean,
brother? Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And that is nip it in the bud. Episode 2. Bud may get his ribs broken by Jerron Boots Ennis.
Yep, you did say that. Yes, you did, brother. Yes, you did. Yes, sir.
Yes, I did. And I said it. I said Bud didn't take that fight back then, and I still believe it. I said Bud didn't take that fight back then because say he gets into that fight instead of Avanesian, he got into that fight with Boots, right? He wins or he loses, take a win or a loss, and you get that and he gets his ribs broke or he gets that fracture this or fracture that, because I think the eye test, Boots is better than Earl. Everybody's talking about this Earl stuff. I had a feeling Bud was going to beat him up. That's what he did. You know what I mean? But I felt Boots was a bigger threat to him than Earl was. Earl just has these belts. You know what I mean? Boots is kind of like in a Shakur Stevenson situation. He kind of on the outside looking in. You know what I mean? Trying to get in. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard for him to maneuver a certain way. Bud didn't. I don't think Bud. It was a lose-lose then because he had not fought Earl. He only had 1 belt. Earl had 3, and this dude can potentially hurt him. Now that he beat Earl, he still feels this dude can potentially hurt him, but he feels he think he can win. I believe that Bud thinks he can win. Still, because Bud got that confidence. You know what I mean? He got that confidence that can't nobody beat me. You got to beat me. But watch this. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last fight of his career, and Boots get all these belts and move up. And now, or you know what I mean? We got this undisputed versus undisputed, or however it work out for him, Bud in the future. I do think Tim Tszú's a bigger fight right now because Bud already said it's not easier to make the weight, and he already took all the belts from 177, 147. You don't really got to unify because he's been there for 5 years. He can go up and snatch that belt, and that's gonna. If Charlo wins his fight, or if Charlo loses the fight, Charlo could come back down like Charlo said he was going to do and be a man of his word and try to get that belt, or come with however many belts he got against Bud, and then Bud can end out his career there, get undisputed. You know what I mean? And 154, him and Boots right there. Boom, boom, boom. Because Boots is gonna beat the crap out of Keith and whoever's left. And I'm pretty sure Earl gonna move up, and we could possibly see a Boots and Earl or Boots and Bud. That's how I see. I don't really Canelo. I want to see Canelo and Benavidez, man. All this Bud talk, man. I think Bud beat the brakes off him too, but I want to see Canelo and Benavidez, man. I want to lay my hopes on that one, and I want to focus on what could really happen, because that man got to come down to me talking about these catch weights and stuff.
Good point. Before I let my family on, he's in the background. I'm gonna let Isaiah on. I had a question for you, Band Up, from a Terence Crawford standpoint. You said you got to put your phone on mute, Band Up, real quick. All right. All right. So, Band Up, quick question as a Crawford fan. You said that if Crawford moves up in weight, then of course Boots will take over the division because Crawford said he couldn't make the weight. I have an issue with that because we all heard Crawford say, now this is where I'm confused at. Crawford said he can't make the 147-pound weight anymore, but yet in the same breath, he contradicted himself and said he'd wait at the 147-pound division if he fights Tank Davis. I'm confused about that. Can you help me understand the translation on that?
So the translation on that is, I can make it's hard for me to make this weight, but if you guys want me to make this weight, you got to pay me.
To fight a smaller guy 2 weight classes below you?
You're going to have to pay me.
Money fight.
You're going to have to pay me.
Money fight.
Of course, it's a money fight. Tank is a bigger name. Of
The
course,
biggest
you want me to make this weight one more time? You're going to have to pay me.
All right, well, if he can make the weight one more
on.
time, hold on. If he can make the weight one more time, then he need to make that weight one more time for Jerron Boots Ennis. A natural welterweight. A natural welterweight.
Yeah, we ain't gonna just gloss over the fact that Boots was Earl mandatory before. Man, Bud inherited that mandatory. Man, Earl could have fought Boots when Bud fought Avenesian. To stay fresh, to be honest, everything was right there. Showtime.
Well, can I say this?
Cool, Bud can't even have a second to weigh his options, huh?
Can I say this, fellas? I gotta keep it real, y'all. Tim Tszyu is not getting mentioned on the Breakfast Club.
No, he's not.
Tim Tszyu is not known in the hip hop community. Tim Tszyu is not even a superstar in his own division.
But he bringing the whole country of Australia.
The whole country, brother.
Yeah, but hold on. Hold on for a minute. Let's understand something. He can bring a whole country, but he's fighting in a different division. That's number one. In other words, he's bringing a whole country with him, but he's fighting at 154. Nobody want to see Crawford move up to 54 unless he's fighting Charlo or Errol Spence. Nobody's talking about. See, here's the thing. Tim Tszyu do have a whole country, but people in America don't know him like that. So it's okay to have a whole country, but people in America, the American audience, got to get down with you. That's why when Tyson Fury, even though he was about to fight Wilder that second time, he understood we need, well, it wasn't just him, it was my guy over there, Frank Warren at Queensberry Promotions. They understood we need to build his American fan base up as well so we can maximize his earning potential. So they got with a promotional partnership with Top Rank and Bob Arum for that reason. Tim Tszyu don't have that American push, that American following. If he did, he would have fought Tony Harrison in America, but he didn't. He fought
Manager Marty, look, they said they already upgrading Tim Tszyu to WBC title holder. So in the meantime, let's just say Mel was to beat Canelo. Let's say that. Canelo's getting the automatic rematch. That's a whole year going right there. What is Bud to do? He gotta fight Tim Zoo to get that belt. Probably punch on somebody else for the moment, and wait for Mel to get back down so he can fight him for his other 3 titles.
My manager, Mark, can I ask you something?
Somebody got YouTube on in their background. I don't know if it's you, Sean. Somebody got YouTube on in the background, and we hear the feedback. It might be you, Sean. You got to turn your other YouTube off if that's you, Sean. All right, so
I wanted to ask you this.
All right, I got you. Hey, Dean, that might be yours, Dean. Is your YouTube on?
Nah, my YouTube not on.
Yeah, mine's off.
That might be my man Sean joint. Hey, Dean, can you hear me?
Yeah, I muted myself. That's not mine. That's not me. I had muted myself.
All right, hold on. Let me see something real quick.
I was muted too. I'm about to mute my mic again.
All right, it might be. All right, I think it's your joint, Zeke. I'm gonna let you cook. Hold on, Zeke. Hey, Dean, go ahead. You had a question for me, Dean, and then I'm gonna let my cuz talk.
Hey, I wanted to say this though, manager Marty. All right, he got a country behind him. That's okay. George Kambosos got a country behind him. That just because you got a country behind them don't mean nothing. That don't make you a pay-per-view star or that people going to buy the fight. People got to care. If people don't care, it don't matter who you got. It's plenty of Mexican fighters. All of them not Ryan Garcia. All of them not, you know what I mean? That's not what it is. So you can have a country behind you. We got America behind us, but everybody not Gervonta Tank Davis. So a country behind you really don't mean too much when the biggest person in boxing is from America. So why not fight another American boxer that the Americans want to see you fight?
Does it matter if you got a belt and you got a country?
No, because Crawford on manager Marty's point. Hold on, band up on manager Marty's point. Did you hear what Crawford said? He's not doing it for belts. He's doing it for the money.
That's what he said.
Tim Zoo is not the biggest money fight. That is a fact. That is not the biggest money fight.
It's not the biggest money fight, but you having that strap around you entices Jermell Charlo a win or loss to come back down and get you.
No, it don't, because Jermell Charlo, if he win, he would be champion at 168. He's not coming. Jermell Charlo, get that out your head, y'all. He is not.
He got it. It's not in our head, bro. Like Marty said, it ain't in our head. It's what he said.
I hear, but on my point is, he go up there and fight Canelo. He win. Canelo's going to do a rematch. By the time both of those fight happen, then you rest your body and then got to train for another fight. Crawford would be 37, 38 years old. So what is he to do in the meantime, in between time? Y'all missing that whole point. He's not fighting Charlo no time soon. So now what?
So, and I also want to point this out too. I'm going to let my cuz cook, Isaiah, and then my man, YSM, but I got to give YSM his own personal introduction. But real quick, Tim Zoo is on a different tier. So you know, everybody on the panel know that it's different tiers of levels of boxers. Tim Zoo is not on the level of tier like a Spence, Crawford, Boots, those guys who are special athletes. I mean, Tim Zoo just got here, to be honest with you. We just start talking about, you know, Tim Zoo. So it's like, let him make his bones in that tier of fighters that he can fight, then he'll get the opportunity. But for him to just come out of nowhere and get the opportunity with Crawford, nah, I don't think that's, from the business standpoint, no. Even if he does have a country behind him, he doesn't have the appeal, because let's keep it 100. Crawford, this is the biggest he ever sold fighting Spence. Before this, Crawford couldn't sell that much. So what we got to do is understand that we got to give Crawford an opportunity to build his American fan base with the pay-per-view audience now, and then let him work his way up to fight somebody like a Boots or whatever. Because I know Crawford saying Boots ain't got no name, but we got to keep it 100. The American fan base would rather for him to fight Boots now than fight anybody else. My cousin is here. Much love and support for him. I appreciate your wait, cuz. I know you got a lot of things to do in your busy schedule. Isaiah, you heard everything that Crawford said in the Breakfast Club. You heard what everybody on the panel say. Cuz it's on you. What you think about all this?
I may have missed some of it because my signal had went out for a little second. I'm gonna say him saying that Boots is a lose, and the way I kind of agree. And I'm gonna give you a prime example: Floyd Mayweather versus Canelo Alvarez. Before Canelo fought Floyd, he beat Centron, he beat Trout, beat Mosley, and I think Josecito Lopez, right? But the second Floyd beat him, he was green. He was young, you know what I mean? He was afforded that excuse. So that could be one of the reasons why Crawford doesn't want the fight, because if I fight him, then I may not get credit, and that may be some of the excuses. Other thing is the money. It isn't there. So if he does goes and fight Boots, he is looking at the money fights right now. That's why, even though I don't think he's going to get as much credit for beating Gervonta.
All right, I think Isaiah's signal had faded. I'm gonna let him back on. YSM Sports Media, the man that helped make me recognized on YouTube as one of the hottest. No, let me scratch that. The hottest manager on YouTube is really because of his start, his eye for talent. YSM, you heard Crawford say that, you know, Boots is a lose-lose situation. He has no interest in fighting the guy from our city, Boots, but he said he'll wait around if he wanted to at 147 to fight Tank Davis. I mean, what's your take on all that, though, YSM?
It's a lot to unpack. First, I want to say you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And I feel like that resonates in the situation because Terence Crawford is doing the same thing that everybody did to him that he was so upset about, right? He didn't get the big fights because of the business of boxing, and now you're doing it to Boots. Because the reality is, Gervonta Ennis is a lose-lose situation, but he's not being honest with you about why it's a lose-lose situation. He only touched on him getting the credit and, you know, not making as much money. Terence Crawford fans feel as though Terence Crawford has smashed everybody in the division. But boxers know. Boxers know when another boxer's a fucking problem. And it's a lose-lose situation because he's not going to make Errol Spence money for a fighter that he sees is going to be a tougher fight than Errol Spence. That's the issue in the situation. The issue is, bro, that kid can fucking fight. That kid is my most difficult fight in the division, and I'll make Sean Porter money with that fight. And I know the kid can fight, so there's easier, more lucrative fights available for me. The fact that he'll stick around for Gervonta Davis shows Crawford fans, right? And I said this to you for years. All these motherfuckers are the same. See, in their mind, whoever their favorite fighter is like the Knight of the Old Code. He's just all about the smoke and the legacy and the glory of boxing. Man, fuck that, bro. It's about money. He's looking, I know I'll beat the shit out of Tank. But this and this kid, nah. Like, it's not even worth it. I'm going to leave him alone. If Tank want to come up, I'll smash him. Because anybody, you can be the greatest Tank fan. You can love him to death. Bud will beat the dog shit out of Tank. Any version of Bud. Coked up, Bud, weight drain, Bud will beat the shit out of Tank, yo.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I feel you. I think he definitely
beat the shit out of him.
But YSM, I really want to ask the whole panel a question. Because this is important to me. I need to ask the panel a question because it's really on what Manager Marty is talking about. What fight right now that Terence Crawford can make that would solidify his legacy more than beating Boots right after you fought Spence?
He doesn't care about fight. He doesn't. He's a two division undisputed, right? He's already in the Hall of Fame. He don't give a fuck about that.
Okay.
Bro, that kid is a fucking monster. Everybody thinks I'm just this Boots fanboy. I've seen too much. That kid is a fucking monster. Like, if
YSM,
bro. Blended with Ray Leonard. Yeah.
YSM. Didn't they say EJ was the monster too against Bud? Wasn't they saying that same thing? When they said before he fought Bud, when they say EJ was a problem?
Hey, Banda, no disrespect. I don't know how much you watch boxing. If you can't see the difference between Jerron and
Oh no,
Errol
no,
Spence,
no. I see it.
I
I
can't
see
help
it.
you, bro.
No. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying what they were saying, what people were saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I know. I see it. I don't got to see too much. I already know it's gonna be a different fight. Watch, if I get my analogy, it will be a different analogy than what I would give than I gave
And
EJ.
not looking to cut y'all off. My phone go to hell back out.
Oh
Basically,
yeah. You got to pick up.
Basically,
Before you go,
YSM
before
made
you go
the
further
same
though.
exact point I was going to make. Crawford said it's a low risk, it's a high risk fight, low reward, and it's about the money. It's all about the money at this point. He said himself he's at the point in his career where he wants to do whatever he wants to do, but it's going to make him money. And I'm gonna be real. It's a Boots and Crawford fight is more of a 50-50 fight than Spencer Crawford fight is. Because Boots is not just going to keep his head on a straight line, not move his head, and want to stand there and come in while Crawford's ready to counter, step back, hit him with a check hook, whatever the case may be. Because there was a lot of that going on.
Yes, it was.
Spencer was tailor-made for Crawford. That's why I had it a 60-40 fight before the fight even happened. And prior to the fight, you can go check my Facebook. I predicted between 8 and 10 rounds. I didn't think it was going to be that dominant. But Boots is literally the only guy who probably has a chance of beating Crawford. Crawford's the only guy who has a chance of beating Boots at 147. It's a win-win for Boots right now because if he loses, you can say Crawford's more experienced. He's older. He's stronger probably at this point too. And Boots, even after that, nobody at 147 still beats Boots. And by the time Boots moves to 154, nobody at 154 probably beats Boots. So it's a win-win situation for him. If Crawford takes that loss right now, a lot of those money fights go out. That's why he's not taking that fight. He's not scared of him.
That's why I said I wouldn't be surprised if this is the last one.
Yeah. No. So here's the thing. The Tim Tszyu fight is still probably sell a little something. He'll probably still get more for that than he will for Boots. I don't think he's a better fighter than Boots. But let's just say he has the fighter for the WBO. Then he turns around and fights maybe Jermell for undisputed, whatever the case may be, at 154, because he still has to take that rematch. Spence at 154, and it's still going to be the same outcome, maybe not as dominant, but Crawford to be stronger at 154 too. But people don't understand. So it's still going to be a money fight, and he knows he probably has to take that fight. Mel Charlo fight is really going to sell, and as soon as he can get it done, I don't know if you know, he said on the press club he would possibly take Canelo at 158 at a catch weight. It's all about money, and at the same time, Canelo, if he fights Crawford, is in the same lose-lose situation Crawford is in if he fights Boots. If Canelo loses, he lost to the smaller man, you shouldn't have lost. And if Crawford loses, you went up in the weight class before the guy that was better.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I have to say this because it's equally as important. Two things I want to say, and I'm going to get to this super chat from my guy Toon. Number one, I have to say this: Tim Tszyu will not be a bigger money fight than Crawford fighting Boots, and I'll tell you why. Boots have been introduced to a pay-per-view audience. Remember, he fought on the undercard of Hector Garcia versus Tank Davis. And see, that's what we do in this business. We expose fighters to the pay-per-view audience so that we can continuously build them up to one day be a part of the headline. So he has that experience. I would have wished that he fought Villiers on the undercard of the Crawford and Spence fight, in my personal opinion as the businessman, but I'm not in charge of the facilities over there. But I will say, number two, when it comes down to Boots and Crawford, I have to put this out there, and most people don't want to hear it, but I got to do it, band up. Both of those guys are on the snack program with Victor Cotton.
Oh my God.
So all I'm saying is, I'm just saying that the perform enhancing and the fat and the building of the muscle is going to be there for both of these guys to take advantage of it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying
Hey, Marty,
I ain't gonna cut you off, but Devin Laney's on the snack program too, and he probably can't knock me out.
But I'm not talking about power now. Marty. I'm just saying performance enhancing. They both on an even playing field with that thing.
Hey, I want to say this. A lot of times when people see people with, snack shirts and all that, Marty will attest to this. There's a difference between you using snack products and you promoting snack products.
That is correct.
Yeah.
I know for a fact, And everybody on this panel can admit it, and so does everybody around the world. I don't know if Boots is training in their gym and using the products. I don't know that. But we all know that Crawford was training in the gym and he was using the products. We all know that. Now, we might not want to admit that, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. It's legal. It's not. It's just like me going to Walmart, and my cousin can attest to this because I've done it. Buying the creatine and the whey, the whey with the protein shake, it ain't no different. You know what I mean? So it's legal. It's okay. I'm just saying that both of them will be on the even playing field.
Marty, I'm telling you without telling you. You got people that promote the products, and then you got people that use the products.
Oh yeah. Are you saying that Crawford don't use the products, or he does?
I don't know if he does or if he doesn't. I just know that not everybody that promotes the brand actually uses snack products.
I agree with that. Yeah, I do agree with that. Well, we know in Crawford's last 3 fights, everything that the snack program offers, he benefited from. He looked awesome. He looked really good, Isaiah.
I'll go as far as to say this. I know you had mentioned there was no VADA testing for this fight. Not saying Errol Spence was, but who's to say maybe Errol Spence was on that juice at one time? Because all of a sudden he couldn't hurt Crawford.
Well, we know he wasn't 100%. We know he wasn't 100% in the fight, and I've been getting phone calls all week.
He wasn't the same fighter, bro, in that fight. Come on, man. Anybody can see that.
He wasn't 100% in that. And
I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta do this. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. As men, you signed that. You was calling this man out for years.
Yeah.
You sat out 15 months. Nobody told you had to do that, Spence. You didn't have to do that. You ain't had to listen to nothing, Crawford. You chose to do that. People told you to take a fight. You said you was in the best shape. I'm going off with this man's words, not ours. I got to Manager Marty, not ours. That man words. He said he was in the best shape of his. He said he was in the best shape of his life.
Spence is not saying nothing about it. He's not making
man,
no.
It don't. But my point is,
he said he was going to be a one-sided.
As a man, y'all, when you sign that contract, you accept the fight. It is your responsibility to be in good shape. It is your responsibility to perform. If you go in there and get the boop, bop, 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 bop put on you, that's your fault. Because this is a one-on-one sport.
Dean, you're 100% right? As far as him making excuses. Now, if I'm going to analyze the fight, you want me to analyze 30% of the fight, 70% of the fight, or 100% of the fight?
YSM, I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not saying don't make observations. What I'm saying is whatever observations we make, whatever could have been wrong with him, it is still Spence's fault because it is his responsibility for that not to be the case.
Oh, no. Everything that happened is Spence's fault. Everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
Everything. It's all on him. Your preparation is a part of the fight. Right?
I
agree. There's definitely no argument there. No argument there about Spence. He didn't come in 100%, and it's on him, and he understands.
It's Derek James' ball too.
Yes.
Well, Derek James went in there.
Bro, I'm gonna keep it a stack, bro. Look. I'm gonna just call it how I see it, bro. I don't think I don't know what they was doing in that training program and that training camp, bro. But all these extra tools in the bag that everybody kept saying Earl could do, I don't think they focused on it at all. Because, bro, this man kept watching him and kept talking about, oh, that's just athleticism. That I never felt that that Derek James himself gave Crawford respect that he deserved. I felt Earl did. I did not feel Derek James ever gave that man respect to work on certain things. Because there's certain things that, there's certain things that Crawford did that Spence should have been ready for. Straight up.
I agree.
Straight up. That counter over the right, he should have been ready for that.
But it's a lot of things that Crawford did that nobody ever tried on Spence as well. Everybody's been fighting Spence fight instead of fighting their own fight.
Well, I'll tell you like this, and I'm gonna get to this super chat real quick. Can somebody mute their phone real quick? I hear feedback. I wish Victor Conti was listening right now because I got to put a plug in for myself. Manager Marty is saying I could be a candidate for promoting the snack program. And I recommend Earl Spence. You better go down with Victor Conte and get him the snack, my brother. Go on down there and get him that snack. Go on there and get that snack. And call Victor Conte and tell him to email me. I will promote the brand myself because I've seen it work magics and all the fighters. Errol Spence got to go get with snack. That's all I'm saying.
Yo,
Marty, you got
the funny thing is, my man is right. There was no plan B or C. Earl Spence is very, very good at what he does. Terence Crawford took the jab away. It's like when AI really couldn't drive left like that. He can go right. So essentially what Terence Crawford did is took away the right hand and was like, all right, beat me. And he couldn't. He took away that jab and said, all right, beat me.
Well, YSM, can I say this to you, bro? Though, in my humble opinion, I picked Spence. The whole world know I was rocking with my guy. I'm still rocking with my guy because he's a hell of a fighter. In Floyd Mayweather's words, okay.
This is my question, though.
Spence, hold on, real quick. Spence went in there. The stuff that we thought that Spence was better at Crawford than, we found out he's not. That's what the difference in the fight. When they got huddled up and Crawford threw him back and stepped to him, we wasn't expecting Crawford to be stepping to him like that. He was the better inside fighter. He was the better defensive fighter that night. Those was the reasons I picked Spence. And guess what, y'all? He was the fighter that applied more pressure. Nobody seen that coming.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, you're right. Yes and no. A part of that had to do with him being out of the ring and him being at that weight that caused him to not be as strong. Terence Crawford settled into 47. He filled out. Earl Spence kills himself to make 47, so it's different. What I seen from Earl Spence in this whole entire history of fighting, right? He activates everything by the jab, right? It's either the jab hits you or the jab hits your gloves, and it activates the rest of his combos. That's his range finder. That's how he controls distance. Crawford took that shit away, and he was a fish out of water.
True, YSM, but let me ask you this. Did you see the body punches Crawford was giving him? Crawford was literally backing him up.
Timeout.
My point is, if you about to fight,
hold on. I caught that. I caught that. Hold up. I said that to manager Marty. I said that. I said there were certain shots that he was taking when he was fighting Ugas that made him double over. You know what I mean? That was showing weakness to what EJ had before all this year layoff and stuff. I said that from the there's in the second round and in the fourth round. There's a few times where Ugas reached and got his body, and it made Earl recheck his feet, regather his feet to go. So I've been caught that. And hold up, and Bud was throwing amazing hook shots to Sean Porter. Porter walked through him, but he, kind of walked through him and then caught Bud a little bit. But you know what I mean? Bud was throwing amazing body shots to Porter. He's been working on that. So Spence can't win the jab. He has to reach. That's where you should have listened. That's where you should have listened to some of us Bud fans. When we say a little bit of things, you guys wouldn't have been surprised on a certain things. Bud wrestles. He wrestles. I don't think EJ wrestled.
Well, let me
point
back to what YSM was saying, and I said the same thing. He had no second game plan. If you go back and watch when they were ringside, I believe Errol Spence had the red hoodie on. He kept repeatedly saying at the fight and backstage is Bud is too light. I think they literally ran with that plan all the way up to the fight. He's too light. We're gonna overpower him. We're gonna come for it. And when he takes that away, he had nothing. Bud has a longer reach than Spence, is what people don't understand. Bud's reach is 74 inches to Spence's 72. He's a better jabber. People don't give him credit for that. Once he took that jab away, that was it. And what people failed to realize what really hurt Spence, the punch placement. When you punching people up in the equilibrium area, it's going to hurt them regardless. And he was accurately landing those proper shots that would have hurt any fighter when you're landing crisp like that, especially if you're catching them on a weird angle and off balance.
Hey, bro, I
also believe.
But go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Marty.
Before y'all go, let me get these super chats. All right, I got y'all. Dean first, then YSM. YSM, I want to ask you a question because you've been interviewing Bozy, Boots' father, and Boots about Crawford, and they've been on your platform several times about Crawford. I want to ask you about that because now we hear Crawford saying that he don't want to fight him because it's a lose-lose. Let me get my guy Toon. Toon, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Toon says Mel ain't coming back down, so undisputed is out of the question. It's no excuse for Bud not to fight Boots Ennis at 147 if he goes back down, but at 54, Castano. Tim and Carlos Adames and Virgil is there now too. So he's saying that Castano, Tim, and Carlos Adames and Virgil Ortiz is now there at 54. And on top of that, there's no point of him not fighting Boots at 47 because Mel is definitely not going to fight 2 weight classes up for Canelo and then make his way back down to 47. And if he does, I can assure you that Charlo might get hurt real bad if he does that. We've seen this happen in the history of boxing. Roy Jones, Tarver,
Gonna get hurt stepping in that ring.
The rest is history. Motorsports Sports, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Motorsports Sports says Crawford told Boots how to get the fight already. And speaking of that, Motorsports, that segued me into asking YSM. We heard Crawford on FaceTime with Wallow from $1 Million for Game when he was on their platform. He talked about how he talked to Bozy and he was prepared to fight Boots, and basically he's not ducking Boots. Now he has all the belts. Now he's saying it's a lose-lose situation. You had Boots and his dad Bozy on your platform all the time, and you've heard both of them say that they have no problem fighting Crawford. When Crawford say this is a lose-lose, now that he has the belts, I mean, what's your take on this? You've been around seeing all of this from all angles, YSM.
From the business-wise, I understand Terence Crawford. But the problem is he talks out of both sides of his mouth sometimes. So before the narrative was, oh, I would have fought Boots if he stayed in the WBO, but he went to IBF, so that's why we didn't fight. So now he's your IBF mandatory, and now he's still not getting a fight. The reality is, doesn't want that fight, and he doesn't want the fight because the difficulty of the fight and the compensation from the fight. That's the issue. He wants to be compensated Earl Spence like for Gervonta Ennis, and he's not going to get that at this point in time. So stop, coming up with all the skibbity dibbity. Like, let's just be honest. The reason why you never fought him is because it's a high risk, low reward fight, not because he went the WBO route, not because of anything else. You see him as a very difficult opponent in which you want to be paid exorbitant amount of money for. That's just not readily available at this point in time.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And the thing is, he will get some money for fighting Boots, but it will not be. Let me tell you like this here. Even if he fights Charlo, he will not make the money that he made fighting Spence. That's just how the landscape is. And we're looking at numbers, projection, and performances. Him fighting Crawford fighting Spence is the biggest payday that he's going to get, even in the rematch. Even in the rematch, fighting anybody else, period.
Well, can I say something to you? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Manager Marty. Go ahead.
It's all good. It's all good. So the money is not going to be there for anybody. But we would rather see him fight Boots, get a young man an opportunity. Look, he's already in the IBF as the interim champion. So technically speaking, just, and I think Deem said this earlier, Crawford inherited everything that Spence had when it came down to mandatories. So now Boots is the mandatory for the IBF.
Yo, the crazy thing is he got 4 mandatories, and everybody's calling for blood.
He got 4 mandatories.
But y'all, this is my thing, y'all. I don't agree that he not going to get paid with what he got for Spence, but he wasn't going to get paid what he got for Spence, but anybody but Spence. So we know you're going to rematch Spence. We know that's the biggest fight, but we ain't talking about that fight, the rematch. I'm talking about, I just looked. Breakfast Club got 5.3 million viewers just on YouTube. Okay? Charlemagne the God is popular himself. DJ Envy be having car shows that's majorly popular. So those are two guys that are in the industry, correct?
Yeah.
Charlemagne said himself, out of his words, everybody is talking about who?
Yes.
Boots.
Yes.
Not Tim Zoo, not Virgil Ortiz, not none of these other guys. They probably don't even know who they are.
Hey,
but
Marty,
they know who Jerron is. So
let me go next, Marty. No, I'm saying let me go next.
His biggest payday won't be Boots, besides a Canelo. And I think Boots, in my opinion, from what I've been hearing in the streets, people not bringing up Jamel Charlo to me, but they are bringing up Boots. Now, maybe it's because my area, but you know our area stretch Jersey, Delaware, Maryland.
Yeah.
So no, I don't see another fight that could be besides Canelo. His second biggest payday besides Boots.
Hold on, Banda. Let me get Dean. Whatever Dean's done, I just want to.
No, I'm done. Dean, go ahead, Dean. I got you, Wyatt. Go ahead, Dean.
This is the elephant in the room, Dean. He knows he can beat Tim Zoo. Crawford fans in their mind, he'll stomp on everybody because he beat Spence. That's not reality, though. Reality is styles make fights. And what he sees is a bigger Spence who has my skill set, but a more explosive version. Part of that could just be, genetics. Part of that could just be him being 26 and me being 36. And what he sees is, okay, I don't think, it's not worth the money because this kid can beat me. Tim Zoo, I'll watch Tim Zoo. Charlo's coming down from 168 to 154. That's favorable to me, right? We've all seen the Roy Jones, the Kell Brook. It's favorable when a guy goes all the way up and comes all the way down because you have to put on muscle, and it's more difficult to lose muscle than fat. It takes something from you. So what he sees is two favorable situations versus a situation that isn't favorable. Outside of experience, Crawford fans, I know y'all coming for me, but outside of experience, right? There's nothing that Terence Crawford has over Gervonta Ennis. Speed, power, agility, nothing. He has no physical advantage. Switching, no. Boots is really a natural switch hitter. He's ambidextrous, shoots the basketball left and all that shit. So he
do one thing better though. I'm sorry, bro. I saw I seen him against Villa. I watched it. And I seen Crawford I seen all the Crawford fights, and I seen him against Spence. I feel as though, and it's just my and Boots is my guy. I think one thing he do that matters, probably the most. I think he got a better IQ in the ring.
Okay, so if you're telling me that a 36-year-old have a better IQ than a 26-year-old, I'm not going to argue with that. I can just say I've seen Terence Crawford in situations.
Talent-wise, Boots got him.
You said Vila, right? Did you watch Mean Machine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did.
For every situation where I feel like Crawford showed an exceptional IQ, which I think that he has, he also shows situations where he abandons what he should do and gets into a dogfight with a guy that he doesn't have to.
But why is you my guy?
Crawford
don't get caught. Crawford's been caught by Porter. Crawford, and that's about probably the one I'm gonna get him. Gamboa let that one loose. Mean Machine did not hold up. Terence Crawford trapped himself into that Mean Machine punch.
You making my point.
That's what I think.
Yeah, you just made his point, bro.
Made his point. Yeah.
But with Villa, hold up. No, I'm not making your point because with Villa, did Boots trap himself or did Villa catch him?
Bro, Boots puts himself in situations, right?
No, yeah, he was trying to show Boots.
Let me ask
him answer your question, Banda.
Boots puts himself in situations where he doesn't have to be, but he wants to knock the guy out.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't want you to hit him, you won't. He can stay back like Shakur and pot shot you, but he likes to fight and he likes to knock guys out. So he's going to get in exchanges sometimes that he doesn't have to get into. That's my point. Terence Crawford has that same propensity to do the same thing. Like, look, I can get this guy out of here.
yeah, he gonna hit me with a shot, but I'm gonna eat that shit and I'm gonna send him to hell like he did Mean Machine.
I agree. But YSM, this is the thing though. I gotta give credit where credit is due though. Bud Crawford made we all agree that Errol Spence is his toughest opponent, correct?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yo,
right.
This
Go
the thing. No.
Go ahead.
Hey, Deem, are we judging name recognition or are we judging the fight?
Pre-fight.
Pre-fight, everybody thought that.
Okay, all right, stay right there. That's my point. Pre-fight, will we agree that Errol Spence would have been his toughest opponent?
Yeah, but
hold on, stay right there because I'm going somewhere.
Go ahead.
When people say that your resume is not like that, and then going into the fight, they saying that this guy resume is better than yours and that this will be your toughest opponent. I have to give a man credit and see what I saw when you make your toughest supposed fight.
But Dean, who's trying to take away credit?
Hold on, YSM, because I'm going somewhere. When you make your toughest opponent look like your easiest fight, I gotta give a lot of credit to that. I can't just gloss over that part for whatever reasons, whatever was wrong with my man Earl. His toughest opponent, he washed. That was Terence Crawford's best performance. But
nobody's taking nothing away from him, Dean. You're talking about narrative.
That's not the part. That's not where I'm saying. I know that you YSM. I know you're not no hater or nothing like that, bro. So I know you're not taking nothing away from him. My point is why I said the IQ part is because he went in there with a great IQ fighter, a fighter that we thought was his toughest opponent, and he outdid everything than him.
Yes,
I gotta give that man. I can't just say my man Boots going to do X, Y, and Z when I seen Boots against a lesser fighter in Villa. Great performance, but not the same type of performance.
Okay,
it just is what it is at that point.
What I argue is you can tell me whoever's going to win, right? I got no issue with you saying.
I'm picking Boots regardless.
I'm telling you, day. But wait, I'm just saying of why Terence Crawford doesn't want to make that fight. That's what I'm saying. But as far as that goes, you saw Terence Crawford put on a virtuoso performance against Spence, but you've also seen Terence Crawford play down to his opposition a little bit in certain fights. Okay, so when you bring up that parallel, like, oh yeah, in this toughest fight, he did this, and then in Boots and an opponent that's not even on the level, Boots did this. No, because I seen. If you look at Mean Machine and Vila.
But why
got in trouble.
He know who he dealing with. He gonna go in there
that's my point. If you put Boots in there with Crawford, do you think Boots are going to take the same chances that he took with Vila against Crawford?
Absolutely not. Absolutely,
he's going to take Crawford very seriously.
Yeah, I agree. Now, okay, you got me. Okay, you got me there, YSO. I agree with you. Okay, you're saying, Dean, well, Boots could go in there and show stuff he ain't never shown because Crawford would be his toughest. Okay, I got you then. If you're going to reverse it back at me, I feel you, my good brother.
Yeah, but for everybody, if you're a Crawford fan, I'm not mad at him for the business route because if Marty was his manager, he would tell him to stay away from Boots too.
But hold on, though, band up. Can I ask you this though, bro? Because I need to know this because you're a Bud fan. Bud said that he don't get the respect he deserves, right? That's one. And I don't see a fight that he could take right now because Jermell is fighting Canelo, which that would mean what, band up? 2 years from now at minimum that they would fight. Who is he going to take where he's going to get more money and more respect for fighting? Right now, he's 36. He about to be done. So all this, we don't have the clock. The sand clock is almost at the end. He don't got all this time to just push fights off and all of these things right now. I'm sorry, I went out. It's almost at the end of the road. So where is he going to get more respect and where is he going to get more money than Jaron Ennis right now?
I know where he could get.
I got a name. That we ain't nobody said all day.
Who?
And you, hey, let me know if I'm wrong because I'm still new to this. Keith Thurman.
Hey yo, kick him off the panel.
No, for real. If Keith Thurman only has that one loss, we're gonna take him at his word. And this is why I'm not just saying out of the hat. This is why I'm saying that. Because Keith Thurman was just
what? He only got one loss, and that's to Manny Pacquiao, right?
Mm-hmm.
Keith Thurman's the guy that everybody's saying he's a good fight for Boots. So if he's a good fight for Boots, and Earl was just about to fight him last year, why the hell ain't he a good fight for Bud?
Okay, so you see, all right. So Gervonta hasn't tasted a world title yet, right?
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
And Keith Thurman would be a world level opponent, first world level opponent.
Yes.
And you're equating that to a guy that's been pound for pound for 7, 8, 9 years. While we think that Boots would beat Crawford, Boots isn't on Crawford's accomplishments level. So him facing Keith Thurman, who's coming off of all kinds of layoffs, like Keith's fought like what, 2 times,
3 times in the last 6
years?
years.
Three times in the last 6 years. Would he get more respect for facing Keith? Yeah, if Keith was active, but since he's not active, Boots is actually the biggest threat. And deep in your heart, you know it. You're a Crawford fan.
I'm still learning. I told Marty this. I've only been watching boxing for 4 or 5 years. I haven't been watching that long. So sometimes I be asking questions, but other times I be cooking.
But well, my point is, bro, Charlemagne the God on Breakfast Club, the biggest radio show in the country, said he's hearing everybody talk about Boots, not Keith Thurman. We can't, again, YSM, you know how I am. We can't just gloss over that.
No,
I know what I heard.
And I asked you guys this earlier. Do you guys? I said I wouldn't be surprised if that would be the last fight. You can build stuff up. You can build up that fight just as well as you can build up just how this Earl Spence took 4 or 5 years to get. Boots could be the top. I believe in Boots. I'm not saying that Boots is weak or anything like that. I believe Boots will run the 147 division. I really do.
No,
but do you not see that how that could build up at him as him being undisputed and how Bud can be undisputed at 137? 154.
Do you think Crawford's going to get better at 36, 37, 38? Bro,
hold up. You say that? Didn't Marty just say? Didn't Crawford look different from his other fights? So yeah, he could get better. Yeah. Hell yeah! As a Bud fan, as a Bud fan, yeah, he can get better.
All right, hold on. Who can get better? Let me get in this.
Huh?
What was the question? Who can get better?
He said, do I think Bud can get any better? And I said, just from what we just talked about, how Bud didn't look the same and how Earl didn't look the same, right? Yes, Bud can get better because that was a better performance that he put on against whoever you guys want to say. He beat the snot out of Earl.
Band up. You see me give you this look the last time you was here.
Oh, Lord.
You know good and well Crawford can't get better at 37. But he has a lot of assistance over there. So all I'm saying is, brother.
Where Greg at? Where Greg?
Yo, where Greg at?
Me and Greg are going to get you, Marty.
I got to get with the snack program, brother. They doing good wonders over there. That's all I'm saying, brother.
If Crawford wants to fight Boots, he needs to do it now. Because he can't do it any other if he wants to fight him. He
clearly doesn't want to fight him.
If he wants to fight him,
how many times
he's going to have to do it now, or it's going to be curtains for him when he get older. So he want to fight Boots, he have to do it now.
Well, he said, the thing is, though, he said in November of 2022 that Boots' name never came up. And then when Boots' name did come up on $1 million worth of game a couple weeks ago, he said he had no problem fighting Boots. He didn't say he didn't want to fight Boots. He basically told Boots, I talked to your dad already, and we could make something happen. Now he beat Spence, and now he's saying, well, it's just, low reward. So that's where I'm confused at.
Me too.
And then he's saying he's going to move up to fight Canelo. And what I'm telling you is that snack product, I'm just telling you, that snack product, baby. I mean, the guy's talking about going up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, bro.
Yo, that check. Like if he loses to Canelo, he got a built-in excuse. He started his career at 135 pounds. If he loses to Boots, he anoints he puts Boots over. Like everything that he accomplished with beating Spence, all that shit goes in the Boots. And now you got a Gervonta Davis-esque star at 147 pounds.
But YSM, that's what come with it. That's what come with it. You inherited the belts. That's what come with it. Because the thing about it is this: there's nobody else for Crawford to fight at 147, but Boots. There's nobody else. Give the young man a shot. Because when Crawford was in his position, right? I'm not hating on him. I'm just keeping it honest. When Crawford was in his position, when Crawford wanted to fight Pacquiao, he still wanted to fight Pacquiao. So now Boots is in his position, wanting to fight him. Just give a young boy a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Marty, you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
You came on and said that from the door, YSM.
He's become everything that he criticized. And Crawford fans just don't want to admit it. Yes, all these niggas are the same.
But hold on. No, I agree with YSM there. YSM, because you remember this. Crawford and Spence was coming at Keith Thurman for him not fighting them.
Yes!
Yes, they was.
They was in Duran's same position. And hold on, y'all, and Manager Marty words. We got to check the numbers, y'all. We got to check the numbers, y'all. $1 Million Worth of Game is one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Breakfast Club is one of the biggest radio shows in the world. Both of them podcasts ain't talking about trying to set up a fight with Terence Crawford, #1 pound for pound, with anybody else but Gervonta. So this notion that people don't know who Gervonta Ennis is, people ain't fans of Gervonta, we even doing him a disservice. Gervonta is popular. Gervonta just hasn't been able to get his shot to be on that stage to show people that.
No.
I'm telling y'all what I hear, man.
Boots is popular, and the outlets, everybody's talking about his name. But this is the God honest truth, yo. Boots isn't popular enough for the kind of ass whipping that you're gonna get.
Yes. Yep. He not.
And that's the God honest truth, yo. That's me not being biased. That's me being honest and looking at the scope. For Terence Crawford, he is not worth what he's gonna bring. No car crashes, no detached retinas, no drinking,
no nothing,
no 15-month layoff. All the things that Crawford fans,
dad a trainer,
Crawford fans use to say, "Oh yeah, this is why he's gonna beat Spence." Yeah, Spence ain't living right. He has none of those things. 10 years younger, bro.
Doesn't Boots got the longer reach too? Don't he got some long ass arms?
He got way
the same.
bigger
They
than
both
Crawford.
74. They both 74. He's probably like 2 inches bigger than Crawford.
And let me add, if I may, and YSM, you know this, and Deem, you know this.
Yes, sir.
And I think LLM is from Philly. Boots, and I'm gonna tell you this, band up, so you will know this as well. Boots is not a clubber. He is. Let me take my glass off for the audience. Boots is a gym rat. The man was born in the gym. This young man, he fights on Saturday and he wins, and then on Monday he back in the gym. This young boy, this kid, he's in the gym all his life. This is what he does. This is not somebody that take breaks off, get all big, eating cake, drinking soda, smoking. Boots is a gym rat. This young man is dedicated to the craft. It's a little different when you fighting somebody like him, man. He's special.
Can I say this, y'all? Because coming from our city, I think this got to be said. And YSM, I want to give you, first of all, I want to say this. YSM, bro, keep doing your thing, bro. I'm proud of you, bro. You really out here killing the game right now. They're like real rap, bro. And my other point on that is to say, shout out to Boozy Ennis, man. Shout out to Boozy Ennis, man, for the job he's doing with his son, for being a good role model in our city. YSM, you know what's going on. Manager Marty, y'all know what's going on. LLM, you know what's going on in our city, man. And I appreciate the fact that Stephen Fulton and that Gervonta Ennis, man, the way they carry themselves, the example that they set in. Gervonta go in there and help other boxers out. Our city be on the news for everything but somebody like them. And I just got to give credit. I got to say it loud and proud while I got the chance to do it. Like, and I wanted to give you your flowers too, YSM, because you sitting up there giving people a voice and letting everybody in these YouTube streets know what it is, what our city, what's going on, what people here feel, and X, Y, and Z. So,
yeah, bro, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate.
Yeah, I'm about to subscribe right now. YSM about to be up there
girl,
for sure.
YSM up there,
Absolutely.
man, for sure.
Oh yeah, shouts out to Cool Boy for going over there, and he been wanting to move to 126 for a while. He heard dude calling his name. He took on the challenge of one of the best fighters, top 3 fighters in the world, and he came up short. So shouts out to him for not letting shit marinate, for going right into the smoke.
Yes. Shout out, man. Proud of you, man. Listen, what they don't know about our city is we don't just give up on ours. Win, loss, or draw. Y'all don't know how Eagles fans is. You're crazy. We riding with ours. So Stephen Ford, I hope you know. We
Yeah,
still with you, bro. Period. I don't care what go on.
yeah. I'm from Seattle. You feel me? You know what I mean? We always get
Seattle in
slept
the
on, but we make
building.
our noise.
Yo, what you
Yeah.
think? Y'all got the Benavides up there, man. How y'all feeling about them?
The what?
Benavides, you know.
David Benavides?
Yeah, they train up there.
I didn't know that, bro. Honestly, I didn't know that. Like I said, I'm just getting into this. I was about to actually ask manager Marty, did he know is there any famous boxers from Seattle? Because we don't got too many. We got a whole bunch of hoopers. We got a whole bunch of hoopers from the town.
Oh,
We got
yo, you definitely got y'all definitely got
NFL players, but I ain't never heard no boxer from the town.
Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't really know too many boxers in Seattle, Washington.
Oh yeah, we got to get that going.
I don't know if they have a platform for boxing that they use out there. I don't know.
We don't. I'm gonna keep it a stack. We don't. I'm 27 from Seattle. I ain't never heard no boxing, nothing. They just got the little Floyd Mayweather little gym out here. They got little local bumblebee boxing out here. But other than that, I ain't never heard of nothing like that. Like, bro, man, listening to this stuff made me want to get up in the ring. I'm 27. You know what I mean? I'm about to make me want to get up in the ring.
I think
I wish I had picked this up when I was younger.
Yeah, I mean, most states have an athletic commission, but there are some states that just don't have one. And Wyoming is one. Seattle might be one. I got to do more research on that, but I know Wyoming is certain states that don't have an athletic commission. But if they have an athletic commission, they can bring and facilitate professional boxing matches there. So that's probably
that'd be huge.
why.
Hey, Marty.
I just looked it up. Giovanni Cabrera, he from there. He from Seattle.
Oh yeah,
wow.
I thought Giovanni beat Icy Cruz though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was there at the fight, and the fans was not taking it very well when they said Isak Cruz on that joint. I'm keep it 100.
Yeah, that tank rematch is dead.
Everybody there at the fight thought that the boy beat Pitbull. To be honest with you.
Yeah, Giovanni from out there though, y'all. He from Seattle.
Oh, I ain't know that. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I know that either.
I know the Benavides. They got a gym out there. That's where they training at. Out in Seattle. Last time I checked. Yeah, last time I checked.
Yep, they is. Yep.
Okay.
Because Benavides, they from Phoenix, but they probably like people like to move West Coast, man. Y'all know how to go. Even though Arizona is West Coast, but y'all know how it is.
Yeah, I know Benavides from Arizona.
Somebody talked about the Mayweather gym. How is that going? Do anybody,
Yeah, there's a Mayweather gym out here that cats be signing up for or whatever. Some cats, I seen getting down up in there.
But as a whole, how successful is it? Like we heard about it some years ago, but what is it doing now? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, as far as locally Seattle go, I guess it's all right. I guess it's doing something. I mean, for something to be in Seattle to actually be good, it'll be after 5 years. You'll know, because if it ain't good after 5 years, you'll be out of here.
Yo, band up. I want to say this to you though, bro. My stepfather was in the Navy. He used to live in Seattle. He talked real highly of your city. He told me I would love it. He said the only thing about out there that I wouldn't like, because he know how I am, is the rain. But he said that.
So look, I'm gonna tell you. All right. I'm gonna tell you some the rain. It's rain, but it's not a lot of rain. How everybody from the outside of Seattle,
Thank you.
see how it is, bro. Like especially in the summers too, it's active. I live in SeaTac, literally right next to the airport. For me, the airport's right there. You know what I'm saying? So you
Okay.
know what I mean. We definitely get our good weather out here. I think Portland is more rainy than Seattle is. And if you
Definitely.
really do your geological history, you know what I mean. Seattle. A little bit west of just Seattle. No, actually, yeah, northeast. Yeah, west of Seattle is where they did over there in Forks is where they shot like the Twilight. So we got a rainforest in our city. You know what I mean? We got
Yep.
rain. It's like all 4 seasons. You know what I mean? We got rainforest. We got over there next to the Moses Lake. It'd be always like 90 to 100 degrees over there in Yakima and stuff. So and then we got the mountain that stays super cold. Mount St. Helens or Mount Everest or something like that. So you know what I mean? Washington is very, very geologically changed. You know what I mean? They have a lot of different life. It is truly the evergreen state. But you get your sun out here. Yeah,
Okay.
there'll be times when you don't want to walk outside.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
Last year in July, we had a week straight of 100 plus degree weather.
Man,
yeah, I was up in the famous Dave's kitchen cooking. It was and that's barbecue, so it was 147 on the inside.
Oh Lord, have mercy! I'd have walked out.
Yeah, it was burning.
Real quick, guys. I've been making references to the Terence Crawford $1 million worth of game interview, and I want to point this out because I think this is equally as important. And I appreciate Deem because Deem, you starting to do your homework. You know that's what I do, and I like how you did that,
always.
Deem. Yes, sir. I like how you did that when you talked about $1 million worth of game. Have over 1.3 million subscribers, and then you talked about how the Breakfast Club has 5 point something million subscribers, and both platforms brought up Boots' name.
Yes.
Brought up Gervonta Ennis's name, and that means something, to
Yes.
expose him to that audience, for him to be on the undercard of the Gervonta Tank Hector Garcia, fight in January. That means something, being exposed to, these different type of audiences and platform. I just want to roll the tape because I don't want people to say, oh, Manager Marty, you always hating on Crawford. I want y'all to hear his words himself, and he will tell you what he felt about Boots and how he talked to Bozy. But this was literally 2 months ago. And so let me roll the tape. Here is Terence Crawford's words on $1 million worth of game when he was asked about Jerron Boots Ennis and Wallow FaceTime Bozy Ennis, which is the father and trainer of Boots, and then even Boots got on. Here it is right here.
Not coming off a loss. He's not coming off of injury. The man said it out his own mouth. This is the best I ever felt in my career. You know what I mean? And that is that.
I'm here with Terence Crawford, right?
What's up with it?
My man. Relax, man. And he said, call Bozy. I said, hold the fuck up. You know I will call Bozy. He sat here and told me and Wallow that Neff ducked the smoke. No. They must don't know what happened. Blue Blood Sports had called me. The two Blue Blood called me. That's what happened. He had called me. When he had called me, he said, Bo. I said, what's up, Blue? Because he's coming out my gym all the time. He said, I can get that fight with Terence and Boots. I said, well, make it happen, man. I said, but you got to go through Espinosa sometime, because that's what I deal with. He said, oh. Then he said, well, let me talk to my guys. Matter of fact, I want you to talk to, what's his name, the BLK for the top guy, whoever he is. Him and Zab Judah. All of them was on the phone. So we talking, and they said they was going to make it happen. So they said he was going to call Espinosa. Espinosa said they talked to him. He talked to him and everything, and they said they was going to get back to him, but never got back to Espinosa. So when they put that stuff up, we don't even feed you that stuff when they put that shit up there. You know what I mean? But I knew what I said, and I told Blue Bud, y'all can make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Okay. Okay, so first and foremost, we did talk to Espinoza. So whoever said that is cap. Is cap.
Oh, well, that's what Espinosa told me.
And I told Wallow and I told Gilly. Mm-hmm. I said if Boots want to fight Terence Crawford, call Bozy and Boots and ask them why they took the IBF route instead of staying with the WBO when they could have been my mandatory.
Okay, y'all heard him now. He said if Boots want to fight Terence Crawford, ask them why. This is what he's telling Wallow and Gilly. Ask Bozy and Boots why they took the IBF route instead of being my mandatory for the WBO. Today, as Crawford is the IBF champion, Boots is his mandatory today. So now why does things change all of a sudden, Dean?
I like the reading. You know what Crawford would say? Well, I'm ready to move to 154. That's the only thing. That's the only thing he could say.
Yeah, but he said if they would have went the WBO route and became a mandatory, he would be obligated to fight those guys. Now today, he is obligated to fight Boots.
He is.
Because he's the IBF mandatory right now.
I don't get it, man, Jamarty, because I believe, like, at the end of the day, you a 36-year-old man. So it's no way that a 36-year-old man who made weight comfortably, look great in the ring, will have that much of a hard time making it again in 6, 7, 8 months from now. I just don't believe that. Because I believe, like you said, he grew into being at 147. He didn't start off there like Errol Spence did. His body type is not like that. He's a smaller man than that, just naturally. So, like I said, there is no other fight because the Jamel and Canelo, those fights are not happening. Those guys, the two guys people talk about they want him to fight are fighting each other.
Right.
We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know about injuries. We don't know about they're going to do rematches. We don't know none of this shit. We're talking about who he going to take while they're fighting. He's not going to wait 2 years because they're going to fight, take time off, and then set up other stuff that's going to take time in itself. He's not going to wait a year and some change to fight at 37, 38 with a fight that might be getting rematched when he's obligated to fight Errol Spence and everybody keep asking him questions about Jerron. So who is he going to fight right now that he would get more respect for and more money for? Because like I said, those major platforms don't know who Tim Tszyu is. They're not talking about Keith Thurman. They're not talking about Virgil Ortiz. They're not talking about none of these guys. They're talking about Jerron Ennis. And that is a fact.
Yep. And so I have to agree with you. I mean, listen, if he would have meant to, if Boots would have went the WBO route, as Crawford was saying, and then Crawford will be mandated to fight him, it don't make no difference now because he's IBF. So now you got to fight the young boy. That's all I'm saying. Get it in now. Ain't nobody else for Crawford to fight at the welterweight division. Nobody. Because even Spence not going to fight him at 47. So even if he fought Spence at 54, the 47 titles are not going to be on the line. And we already know that. So he's going to have to go back down to 47 to defend those titles. So go ahead, Dean.
No, Manager Martin, I just don't. First of all, Gervonta Tank Davis is so far ahead of everybody else that no matter, you have to take big fights. This is the other part we ain't bring up all night. I'm glad you got me here, Manager Marty. Nobody cares no more about, besides Manager Marty and obviously these other guys out here that want to be disrespectful on platforms, the business of boxing. The business of boxing has changed because of Gervonta Davis. Nobody wants to watch Gervonta Davis fight a nobody.
No.
He make too much money on pay-per-view, Manager Marty. You know how business works. Once you make a certain amount, you don't want to go back to making half that. Who goes backwards in life? Especially a fighter who do their whole life to get to a certain point. So we know Gervonta Davis is only going to take big fights, right?
Yeah,
why
that's correct.
Terence Crawford do the same thing? Tim Tszyu is not a big fight, no matter how we try to shape it, size it, or form it.
No, he's not.
No other fight besides Spence and Gervonta Ennis is actually realistic right now for him. That is major paydays, bigger than he'll get for Tim. I am not convinced Tim Tszyu is a bigger star, like I said, than Gervonta Ennis. I just don't believe that to be true.
He's not. Absolutely not.
So no, all this stalling people out, Manager Marty, them days is over. Them days is over. Because you're going to get called the duck now. We got YouTube. We got everything we didn't have that was popping that much in the Floyd Mayweather era. This is today, 2023. We got to wake up, people. Do y'all not see we had the best year in boxing we ever had? That is not by coincidence. That is because of what Kadeem is saying right now.
And also, Kadeem, just bend up real quick, because I have to say this, and I'm not rehashing a beef. I just got to keep it 100. We had the best year in boxing, mostly because of PBC, Al Heyman, Steven Espinosa, and Showtime. We got to keep it 100. I know people heard Rich Glazer lie and say that ESPN has a bigger budget than Showtime and all this silly business. The bottom line is PBC put on the biggest fights all year long. They rolled out their whole schedule for us, Dean, from January already to now. And they got everything done.
Yes. So it's like, to try to hate on that, at the end of the day, this is called the business of boxing, and they are called prize fighters. Correct? Ain't that the correct term? Not professional fighters.
That's the correct
prize fighters.
Yeah.
That means they fighting for a prize. Terence Crawford said in his words, I don't get respect. Band Up is a fan of his. I don't get the respect I deserve. Everybody said they was making excuses after the Errol Spence fight, right, Band Up? And Crawford said that would happen. Who can he fight that's going to get him a bigger payday than Gervonta Tank Davis? But that's not a realistic fight. So we're talking realistic fights that the American public want to see you fight. Pay-per-view. Because he's with PBC right now. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't see nothing else in your future at 36 years old. And Terence Crawford, in his words,
I got a question for that. Say he fight Boots and win. Then what? We still at this Tim Tszyu thing? And you guys gonna tell me Tim Tszyu ain't big? Or he fight Boots and lose. Then what? Boots probably still gonna stay at 147. Terrence, left or right, still gonna move up. And then what? We back at this Tim Tszyu thing because we're not gonna get to Jamel Charlo and Canelo like you trying to if we're going off that. So where we at if he win or lose?
But guess what? I'm glad you did that. I set you up. I'm glad you asked me that. I like to do this to people. I'm glad you asked me that. If he just offered that performance, wouldn't you agree that was a virtuoso performance?
Yeah, he beat the brakes off that boy.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine how many popular shows I seen Terence Crawford on Good Morning America or one of those type shows? Could you imagine if he put on that same performance against Boots?
But that's what he's trying to.
Hold on. That would solidify him. Forget just the money part at this point, because Terence Crawford himself said he wants to be considered one of the best ever with Leonard, Hagler, Mayweather, and all the rest. Am I lying, Manager Marty?
You are correct.
If you beat Gervonta Ennis like that, you will, no doubt, you would be considered top 5, one of the best fighters of all time. You're putting yourself up there now. That means something, Band Up, and we can't just gloss over that either. Because Muhammad Ali, because let me ask you this, Band Up. Can I ask you this? Name me a fighter that's more revered than Muhammad Ali. He's such revered because what he did in the ring and the respect that people have for him. What he did in the ring. Sugar Ray Leonard, no matter how you feel about him, he beat Hagler, Hearns, and Duran. That means something.
Tyson.
You can't take him away once he's in the dirt. We talking about stuff that's going to last once you're dead and gone. As Crawford says, because he care about his children. The name they could live off after him. Because what he accomplished in the ring. 2 times.
You know what I can see them using? Boots. How many? Like what Floyd tried to say. How many fighters did I fight that were world champions when I beat them? So that's kind of what I think Bud's looking at. Boots ain't got nothing for nobody. Yes,
But
that
hold on,
skill wise, hold on, listen. Skill wise, that would be a master fucking class. I'm sorry, that'd be a master class. You know what I mean? That'd be a master class if he put that on. But they're gonna you're gonna have some people look at it and be like, well, Boots really don't got nothing to go off. He couldn't. They're gonna say he couldn't cut the ring off against whoever he fought 2 fights ago, and they're gonna be like, oh, you know what I mean? You know, he's getting these knockouts, but who does he knock out? You know what I mean?
I agree.
I can see it. I can see it.
People would say that, band up. Guess what though? You a Bud fan, right?
Yeah.
Bud said that he knows people is going to make excuses, and that does what? Fuel him. That's his words, not mine. He feeds off that. He actually said he gets the best Bud Crawford when people make excuses and do all of these things. His words, not mine. And also, he said he want to fight the best fighters. He want to fight the biggest names. Name me, if we talking about the best fighters, name me somebody realistically he could fight right now better than Gervonta Ennis.
Skill wise, I think Gervonta Ennis is top ranked skill wise. Yeah, I like Gervonta Ennis. I do like Gervonta Ennis. I am a fan of Gervonta Ennis, but I do see what Bud is saying. But hold up, but I don't think Bud's tripping when he said he's going for certain things. I don't think he's tripping. I don't think he's tripping on the Jamel Charlo thing, even though this Charlo thing then got shaky, you know what I mean, with the Canelo thing. I don't think he's tripping for saying Charlo. I don't think he's tripping for saying Canelo. I don't think he's tripping for saying Tim Tszyu or Tank Davis. And I don't think Tank Davis is as far as way as everybody make it seem. Because I don't really see Tank Davis fighting Haney or Shakur next, far as big names. So he's probably going to go ahead. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off, Marty. My bad.
No, you good, baby. You good. Crawford is tripping if he's saying that he want to fight Tim Tszyu. He's tripping. Crawford is tripping if he's saying he want to fight Tank Davis. He's tripping. I'm going to tell you why he's not tripping, and he will get credit if he fight Boots. Because you know why? Because he gave us the blueprint on $1 million worth of game. That's why I keep going back to that. I'm going to show you how. He told Bozy, I told Gillian Wallow to tell Boots and Bozy if they would have went the WBO route as my mandatory, I would have fought Boots. But here's the thing. Boots is his mandatory right now. So if Crawford fights Boots, guess what happens? He's going to get the credit because what? He defended his welterweight titles. You see? He's going to get credit because he defended his welterweight title. He's not going to get criticized for the... Listen, if he would have fought Boots, if Boots took the WBO route, he would have looked to get credit then. So why not trying to get the credit now if he's at IBF? It's the same thing.
Yeah, it really is. And
go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Because I see. I don't want. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I see exactly what you guys are saying. But I do see where Crawford coming from when he's like, man, that big risk, low reward, and this weight thing. And if you want me to stay at this weight, you're going to pay me for Tank. And if other than that, I want to leave. These are the things he's been saying.
Band up. But that man, see now, nobody brought this part up. I like to go a little deeper sometimes. Why would you sit on the phone with Boozy Ennis if you know that you was going up to 154 and never entertained a fight in the first place? That wasn't a man sitting up there on $1 million worth of game. Hold on. That wasn't a man sitting up there on $1 million worth of game talking to that man's father as if he wasn't entertaining the fight. So was he lying then or is he lying now? Because
I'm not. I want to.
He knew he was fighting Spence already at that point. That's what Crawford was on the show for, to promote the fight. He already knew so that means he would have known his game plan after the Spence fight already. So why even entertain the fight if you're going to be mad that people is going to bring up this man that you are entertaining in front of millions of people?
Yep, that's true.
Because he doesn't want to fight yet.
But that's not what he didn't say. He didn't want the fight yet. He came at Jerron Ennis.
He didn't win the Spence fight. I think circumstances changed after he won the Spence fight.
But band up, that point would matter, bro. If he was making the point to Boozy Ennis of that. That wasn't his point. Like, let me see what happens with this Earl Spence fight. He was insinuating they was ducking him. When you ask somebody, why did you take this route instead of this? You are insinuating that they chose to take another route knowing that I wouldn't be able to fight you. He wasn't insinuating that, oh, because I'm fighting Spence and I'm moving up to 154 is why we can't make it happen. That wasn't what he was insinuating. His point was, y'all took another route to not fight me. Basically saying that y'all wasn't entertaining the fight.
Yeah, didn't Bud say he might? Didn't Bud say Boots had to move up? I'm not trying to put nobody words in nobody, but didn't I want to? Yeah, okay. He said that afterwards. Okay.
He wasn't saying that on the phone, speaking to that man's father, and this is what people be talking about Bud, where he'll throw rocks and hide his hand. That is a prime example. That man could have said to that man in front of millions of people, listen here, y'all. Boots is a great fighter, but me and Spence got business to handle. We probably have a rematch after that. Mr. Ennis, if we can be nice, respect though, bro. Mr. Ennis, if me and your son can make it happen at 154, because I plan on moving up, everybody on the world would have respected that. Because guess what, Manager Marty? I know you like this. That would have been honesty.
Yep. That's true. I have to agree, Band Up. I do. LLM, you want to get in this?
I just want to say about that is that I don't have no problem with what he just said. When it comes to Ennis, he's gonna run 147. Bottom line, he's on his way. Bottom line. So, with Terence Crawford, you know what I'm saying? He got to move up. I do believe he's chasing the bag, like I said before. But Ennis, he ain't ducking nobody. And Ennis got smoke for anybody. Bottom line. I agree. Anybody could get it.
Yo, Marty, I gotta hop off. I want to salute the panel, and I want to thank you again for letting me off. For letting me get on, you know what I mean, and cook a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm always gonna be in the chat, and I don't know how. I don't want to bring up no beef or nothing, but however you can get a debate with you and my boy, I swear to God, I call off work just to watch every minute and every second of that. Cause you, Marty, man, I'm gonna tell you. I want to tell you something from the jump, man. When I first found out, heard about Marty, it was around that time. You know what I mean? You and Blues going back and forth, and it was I don't know. It's your charisma. It's your smarts. It's your smarts that really get people. And then I think a little bit ago you said you used to do some like theater or something like that.
Yeah, I used to act when I was younger. Yes.
Yeah. And I just get that, and it draws people in. Like, even if you don't like this dude, you're gonna click on just to see what he got to say. You know what I mean? And it's always gonna be spicy. It's always gonna be spicy. You know what I mean? Marty, I only listen. Well, now I got to get on my boy YSM, but I only listen to about 3-4 you cats. I only listen to Blue, Marty, AM Sports Media, and Monty Brown. That's it. You know what I mean? And you guys keep it going. And I want to salute you guys on the hard work you guys put in.
Man, I shout out to you, Band Up.
Anytime you want to come on, you know it. And listen, the thing about it is this, and I don't want to bring up no beef, but I gotta take my glasses off on this, Band Up. Your boy don't want no work with me. He can't, as we say in Philly, and I don't curse, he can't F with me. Your man can't bar for bar on this. He can't F with me, bruh. He can't F with me, bruh.
Hey, yo, Band Up.
He can't mess with
What's up?
Hey, Band Up, be safe, bro. Be safe out there, man. I hope whatever you got going on, bro. I wish you the best in life, though. You feel me? You seem like you're a good dude, bro. You already know. You hear me? Like, be safe out there, man.
Yeah. Much respect. It's all love. It's all
I'm
love.
just talking out of entertainment, man. It's just entertainment. But I appreciate
I gotta come to Philly and eat some food.
Anytime, bro. Much respect and love for you, bro. Always.
Yep, it's good.
You got it. All right, LLM. We about to tuck it up. We about to tuck it in. Give us 30 seconds. Give us your last words. What you got for us?
All right. Well, nobody heard my perspective on Spence. I am a Spence fan, right?
All right,
And
go ahead. Speak on it, bro.
okay, so what happened to him? I don't believe he definitely wasn't 100%. That has nothing to do with anybody else. That's why he believed he can come back. I do felt like, however, on this panel, everybody's looking past that rematch. But what if he shocked the world? What if he loses again? Then that just means that twice over, Terence Crawford is just dominant over Errol Spence. Secondly, like I said about Boots is that dude at 147. So everybody gonna have to move because Boots is coming. He's been coming. I can't really say anything about Tim Tszyu. I do know that I'm a fan of the Charlos, particularly Jamel. I'm looking for him to win that fight with Canelo, but that's going to be ongoing. That's going to be ongoing. And I think Jamel have a lot to fight for right now after seeing his man lose like that. So Jamel's going to be extra focused. I think he's going to shock people because his man just lost. So I am rooting for Jamel in that fight. David Benavidez, I think he's also a boogeyman too. Nobody want that, but we'll see who got what for him. And that's those are my final thoughts.
Got you, man. I respect your perspective, and I do agree with you, man. And we will see if Spence gonna come back at 154. We gotta see. I mean, it ain't over. We've seen so many different rematches end differently than the first fight, so we can't count Spence out in no way, shape, or form. We just can't.
Absolutely.
And on top of that, they both gonna make a big check again, and everybody knows.
Absolutely.
That's what Manager Marty is all about. The fighters making the big check. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we gonna definitely see, brother. So thank you again for joining the panel. You're more than welcome anytime to come through, bro. Appreciate your presence, man.
No problem, man. Thank you too, man. Dean, you was spending
Yo,
some fire
Brody.
too, man. You know your stuff, bro. You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
LLM, man. Shout out to you, bro. You already know we in the building. You hear me?
Yeah, that's what it is, man.
I appreciate you, man, for real.
Manager Marty, you already know what it is, man. I'm out.
You got it. Dean,
Man.
we've been representing the city. LLM was up here from Philly. YSM from Philly. Everybody know, I rep my city. You from Philly, bro. I know you're going to bring it. You did a great job, as always, every time you come up here. I appreciate your presence, man.
Man, I appreciate you, man.
30 seconds. Give us that Philly talk, man. How we closing out tonight?
Man, I want to say this, man. I love boxing. Manager Marty, keep doing your thing, man. I just like to see, man, from our city, man, we going through so much, man, losing so much. Philly and Chester, you know how it is, man. It's just off the hook, man. And I just like to see guys like Boozy and Greg Hackett and YSM and Manager Marty and Jerron and Stephen Fulton, guys being a good example for my city, man. And because we losing a lot, man. I done lost a lot of friends out here. It's real, y'all. You dig? So when we up here talking positive and we up here talking about boxing and conducting ourselves as real men, it's deeper than that, y'all. It's a bigger example that we try and set, for the other generations that's coming up behind us. And my daughter's birthday is Sunday. So my baby Leah, I want to tell you, I love you to death. Daddy out here doing this thing. And Manager Marty, I appreciate you, bro. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
My God.
Anytime, bro. And you keep being a good father, brother. You already know I'm an advocate for fatherhood. So we definitely support. Tell your daughter from Manager Marty, the Roll the Tape Film Crew, and the Roll the Tape Podcast. We all wish her a happy birthday, my brother.
Man, I appreciate you. Thank you, dog. I appreciate you, Manager Marty. I'll holler at you. Be safe out here. You hear me?
You got it. Absolutely. You already know it, man. I appreciate you all checking in with me tonight. We had a really durable show. The crowd was with us. Hey, I might jump back on here tomorrow. We'll see, though. I don't know. I won't make no promises. But this is what this thing is all about. This is not about beef. It's not about going back and forth. Somebody was in the chat telling me that the two guys that I mentioned earlier are ganging up on me right now on their channel, but I don't care. The bottom line is this. We come here to talk about the sport of boxing and the business of boxing. And I want to say this because I don't know if I said it earlier, but I want to welcome and show my appreciation for all the ladies, all the women that have been engaging in the chat tonight, all the women that chose not to engage in the chat, but still was watching us live and live in color, and also watching the replay of this live. I salute you as queens. Thank you for supporting the sport of boxing and supporting this podcast and supporting this channel. I got one more super chat I got to acknowledge real quick. Terrell Barnes, excellent content as usual. Thank you so much for your contribution and your support. And Terrell, I want to tell you this right now. I did receive your email. I looked it over. I saw the tweets directly. So I wanted to confirm that with you. I'm glad I saw you tonight to let you know that I did see the tweets. It's crazy, man. Yeah, man, it's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say about those tweets and the screenshots that you sent me, bro. But you just keep doing what you're doing, and you already know how we got to carry it as black men in this country, and we're going to continue to rise to the occasion. And so I said all that to say, tune in to, I don't know when, but listen, tune in to another episode. Listen, we're gonna do this again. If not tomorrow, definitely Sunday. We're going to come back here live and live in color on another episode of Roll the Tape Podcast with Manager Marty. I want to say peace and blessings to each and every last one of you. Thank you for your viewership, regardless of whether you agreed or disagreed with anything in this content that you heard. I hope that you've learned at least one thing about the sport and the business of boxing that you did not know before you engage in this content tonight. I appreciate your viewership and your time. And all I can say is, we're moving forward. We're moving forward. We're leaving all the beef behind us. But I will leave everybody with this. Manager Marty will not duck the smoke, and I will always stand up and speak up for justice and truth. So it don't matter what people say, as long as they keep it on YouTube. I will not tolerate any disrespect or personal insults. Anything else that's on YouTube, I'm cool with it. You know what I mean? But we got to carry it as men when we on this platform in the presence of women. I appreciate all of your support. Everyone who donated their time and financial contributions tonight. I just want to leave with telling you how much I appreciate you, and I thank you so very much. I'm Manager Marty. God bless you. Till next time. And you already know what I'm going to say. Y'all know my 3 words.